Anthony on Air Podcast, and we're back for another episode. This is a big one. Big, heavy old episode. We're talking about Will Smith, as it turns out, refused to leave the Oscars. Plus, what Jada Pinkett Smith said before the Oscars and after the Oscars. Spoiler alert, she's a big fat hypocrite. Wanda Sykes and Jim Carrey slam Will Smith. It's nice to see some of Hollywood standing up to him. Hillary Clinton and the DNC were fined today for the Russian hoax. We have 7 hours of missing phone call logs from the president on January 6th. Plus, as it turns out, remember, Franco, we said we're 90% sure this story is BS. We did hold on to that 10%. As it turns out, Hunter Biden actually did help fund a biolab in the Ukraine. So see, never say never, my friend. Matt Gaetz tries to submit Hunter Biden's laptop to Congress, which is interesting when you have one sicko tattling on another sicko.
How he's still in Congress is ridiculous.
It's a fun dynamic. We'll dive into that. Bruce Willis announced that he has a disease that he's suffering from. He's going to retire from acting. We'll share all the details there. Plus some fun stories like the bride that was stolen by the best man. Michael Che is leaving Weekend Update. I had a Will Smith moment with a priest, believe it or not.
That doesn't sound good.
It's not that great. This one's an obvious one. Foo Fighters cancel their summer tour. We'll briefly touch on that. We do have some fan feedback. Frank has blocked the next product testing. All that and more on this episode of the AOA podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Let's do this. Nice to see so many people are joining us live, Frankie. See, don't you?
That is nice to see.
Yeah, I do enjoy that.
I'm a fan of that. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Appreciate that. Ooh, Alberta, Canada. Nice.
Do you need a pay raise? Are we not paying you enough to pay your electric bill? I feel like you just went dark.
I just went a little dark.
Okay.
That's a light got turned out, but that's all right. Is it not good? Do I not?
Did your wife just leave you in the dark?
Maybe. It happens.
All right. Well, Frank figures that out. Let's start with the big story of the day. Obviously, I was this close to being so sick of the Will Smith thing, and we're not going to rehash old garbage. I promise you.
We've got all new garbage.
All new garbage. It's all new information that we have. Oh, we lost Frank altogether. Good. This is all new information that we have to share with you here. And it starts with the big, and this just came out, by the way, the big revelation that Will Smith was actually asked to leave the Oscars and he refused. So me, Frank, along with a bunch of other people, were guns blazing like, hey, this is the Academy's fault. They should have gotten him out of the building. Turns out they tried, and he said no.
So, I mean, like, what do you do? I mean, you got to, like, escort him out. No, I mean, it would probably look bad if they, like, dragged him out of there.
Well, it looks bad. Yeah, it does. Yeah, right. They're right. And it does look bad that they didn't step on it further. But of course, they're starting their disciplinary proceedings as they look into this matter, which is crazy. But the Academy said in a statement today, things unfolded in a way we could not have anticipated. While we would like to clarify that Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and refused, we also recognize that we could have handled the situation differently.
All right, at least they're owning up to it. That's good.
Yeah, true. Sources told TMZ that Smith was asked to leave by two Academy bigwigs. It's President David Rubin and CEO Dawn Hudson. Rubin and Hudson were reportedly furious and apoplectic.
Apoplectic.
Yeah, nailed it.
Just another way of saying furious.
There you go. I don't know why they need. Yeah.
Well, apoplectic is like you're stunned. You know, when you can't say anything, you're like speechless.
That's how I was when I got up to apoplectic. Just now, I was stunned and speechless. I had nothing to say.
I need a rim shot sound effect.
Okay.
For you, just for you.
Anyway, they were furious and more furious at Smith. The two officials got into a screaming match backstage with the actors' reps after the slap occurred. The Academy said Smith will be able to defend himself in a written response before the board meets again on April 18th. So we got just over 2 weeks here. Disciplinary action for the actor could include expulsion, suspension, and other sanctions. I realized that I didn't get to this in the last episode about what should happen to him, because a lot of people are saying Oscar should be taken away. I actually disagree with that. I think that he should keep the Oscar.
Why?
But I think that he should. This is what I think. Okay, here's why. This is why I think this is the punishment I think he should get. I think Will Smith should keep his Oscar because he earned that prior to that night. That was in the envelope, signed and sealed. He got that because of his performance in that movie. If he was voted to win, he deserves to win. I think taking it away is kind of BS. It doesn't really mean anything.
Look at, and this is an extreme example, but look at like Bill Cosby and his doctorates and all that stuff. They took all his stuff away.
Right.
I mean, it's not, I mean, he earned that before we knew what was going on. You know? So, I mean.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the same. You know, if you're being punished by the Academy.
I think it's different, though, because I think that here's why I think it's different. Bill Cosby, and, a couple of good points coming in here on the chat. Bill Cosby had a lifetime of misbehavior. Janie pointing out that Harvey Weinstein still has all his awards. Again, Harvey Weinstein's a piece of shit. Bill Cosby, same thing. But the reason why I say that is because, again, he earned that off of his work prior to that night. And that night, he went into a cuckold rage, is what I'm coining it. And
yeah, before he was presented with the award.
Before he was presented with the award,
but the night of the award,
But he flew off the handle in a single solitary moment. I think that the punishment should be lifetime ban from the Oscars. That's the punishment for me. Because, okay, should you be nominated again? Okay, fine. Should you even win again? Fine. But your punishment is you can't walk in the building anymore for the Oscars for the rest of your life. You've shown that you can't be trusted. You shan't be trusted. And now you got to sit the whole thing out. A la Pete Rose. You bet on your own team. You disgrace yourself, in public like that. You deserve a lifetime ban.
I think Pete Rose's ban was a little too much.
You banning me? You banned.
I think he screwed up, but that's all. I mean, there's so many other people that screw up in baseball in worse ways, and they're just fine. And they're in the Hall of Fame, and everything's fine.
Also, Chris Rock gets to slap him with an Oscar. So
if the punishment should be on live TV, national TV,
yes,
wham, Chris Rock gets to slap the shit out of it. 2 slaps.
I'm with you. With the Oscar, he has to turn around and in shame walk off the stage, never to return ever again. Agreed?
I don't think he'll. Well, I mean, will he show? Why show up for the slap if he's just going to be banned anyway?
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Maybe we put Ashton Kutcher in charge, and it's a surprise slapping.
Ooh.
So he doesn't know when it's coming, and it's an episode of Punk'd, 20 years remembered.
You've been Kutchered.
Yeah, and then that's it. And then we just show the footage at the beginning of the thing.
I'd like to see a sit down between Will Smith and Chris Rock. Like, hash things out, talk it over. You think that'll happen?
I'm okay with that as long as it's not on Jada Pinkett Smith's dumb fucking roundtable stupid show that I can't stand that she has.
So how do you like that show?
I cannot. I by the way, in the as the show was coming together, we were putting the banners together, the little things that pop up on the bottom of the screen there, the rundown.
Right.
I realized yet another reason why I don't like that woman. Like this, the writing was on the wall from the get with this woman. And I can't, I got a lot of issues with her. Before we go to that, Frank, what do you think about the punishment? You like the lifetime ban? Keep the Oscar? What is your
I
What's
like the
your
ban.
judgment?
I mean, that's a big punishment.
See, you didn't like him keeping the Oscar until I mentioned the lifetime ban. I think it turned you around a
I
little
don't
bit.
know. I mean, maybe. I mean, I feel like it's one or the other. Either lifetime ban, you keep your Oscar, or you're not banned and we take it back.
I'd like to give him a lifetime ban, and I'd also like to get the guy who played the fruit stand owner in that Seinfeld episode to deliver the message.
That would be good.
Yeah.
You're banned.
You banned. Who is that guy? And I
That
feel
was
like
great.
I never saw him in
have been in
anything else.
more stuff.
Yeah. You know what I didn't realize either, too? I just put this together. The guy on Seinfeld who had the pet parrot
Yeah.
that died, that it was a parrot, right?
Yeah, he was in Sopranos.
Yeah, that's
He
the
was
gardener.
the gardener. Yeah.
I swear to God, never put that together until yesterday.
Phil. Mrs. Phil. I love that episode.
Maybe your cleaning lady can do it.
That's my wife.
My wife.
What was the parrot's name? It's Fredo.
Fredo. The parrot's name.
I dug up Fredo. Now let's cut him open. Oh, how do you write that?
Oh, it's so good. It is so good. All right, here's why I don't like Jada Pinkett Smith and why I just realized I really don't like her. After we talk about our new memberships, Frankie C. Hot, thing. People are joining every single day. People are joining during the show, which I do like because YouTube sort of acknowledges it. It puts them out there.
I like when it just pops up right there and tells us we got a new member. That's fun stuff.
Yeah. But people are joining. People are becoming members all the time, like 1 o'clock in the morning, which is I'm kind of like, shouldn't you be in bed? But also, thanks.
Well, 1 o'clock in the morning for us. Who knows where they're watching from?
Also very true. Also very true. Which is the other great thing about membership is you can join from anywhere in the world. Also, I didn't realize how many Canadians are watching and listening to the show.
Got a lot of Canadians.
A lot of Canadians.
I mean, wow. I love Canada. Canada's great.
Yeah, it makes me think like maybe we should dedicate one topic a day to like a Canadian topic, i.e., the Toronto Maple Leafs power play.
Ooh,
yeah,
I like it.
Like one topic should be about something all Canadians care about, and I'm not sure if they actually care about anything other than the Leafs power play.
Moose.
Yeah, I guess so. Moose.
Moose is plural for moose, right?
Moosin. I think moosin.
Many much moosin. Everything Canadian, I love. It's all good stuff. So thank you all for being members. Those of you who have signed up, Robin, Paul, Janie, Paige, we got Onion, got a lot of members in the chat today. Appreciate that. And if you haven't become a member yet, it's all right. There's the member button below below our video in YouTube, and it says join. It's a blue link. It says join right next to the subscribe button. 3 different levels, 3 different tiers, right? We got the, what's the first one is Gaetz.
No, Viola is the first one.
Viola is the first one. The second one is Gaetz.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what she said. All good stuff.
Yes, every membership level gives you a different set of goodies. And, of course, you tell them how to join, Frank. There's a link somewhere around here.
I said it already. You're just not listening to me.
Oh, nope.
So join up. You get what's cool is if you join like the second level, you get everything you get in the first level plus the second level. If you join the third level, you get everything from the first, second, and third level. So you're not just getting one level's worth of stuff. You're getting all of them that are before it. So that's good stuff. You get there you go. You get the what are they called? The icons, the Gahed, the Team J-Sabs, Team Frankie C, and that's what she said. Little icons, those are cool. Thank you for posting them up there. Beat My Drum, another member. Thank you for joining us tonight. And it's all good stuff. You get a lot of perks. The producer credit, it's got to be one of the best ones because you tell us what to talk about. You give us the ideas.
And possibly even join us on the show to talk about it, which is huge.
Right, that is huge.
Huge.
So join up, become a member, and be all that you can be.
In the army.
Damn right. So
Jada Pinkett. Well done, Frank.
I'm done stalling. So what do you got?
You did great. Thanks, buddy.
Uh-huh.
All right, Jada Pinkett Smith. Here's what I realized about what I don't like about her. Don't mistake me.
I am your father. I'm sorry, I had to do that.
Don't mistake me on this one here. Don't at me, feminists. I'm okay with people not taking their husband's last name, but she was legit marrying the biggest movie star in the world and kept her own name. That just kind of shows you.
No, she hyphenated.
She hyphenated. Exactly.
She's not Jada Pinkett. She's Jada Pinkett Smith. It's not like she just refused the last name. She added it on. She tacked it on.
Awful. Because everybody knows you go with the bigger, like, I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy too.
Kept her own name, right? Lucille Ball.
Right.
Kept her own name. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Huge star. Big star. Doesn't need to be Lucy Arnaz.
Mm-hmm.
She's Lucille Ball. That's her thing. When you're C level and you're marrying A level, chop that name off and get all that credit that comes with it.
I don't know, man.
They're going, I'm not gonna lose, who I am. She was a problem then, and he should have known it.
Because of the last name.
Yeah. As I was writing this, I was right. How do you smell Pinkett? And then I realized, son of a bitch. Like, she kept her like it's my thing. Don't care for her attitude.
You're allowed to keep your, and it's not not like she said, I'm Jada Pinkett, and that's it. She said Jada Pinkett Smith. So I don't fault her for that.
Under normal circumstances, women have every right to do that. Now, just look at what a big problem it was. Like, we should have known then. Like, that would have been the first thing when it's like, well, I'm kind of a bigger deal than you are. Again, Frank and Tina, the accountants and lawyer, you want to keep your own name? Go. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? When we're talking about status in Hollywood and you have a chance to up that game, wrong. Incorrect.
Yeah, but so you're saying she should have became Jada Smith.
Jada Smith. Done. And also, Pinkett.
I don't know, man.
Name sucks. Like, if you have an awesome name.
Pinkett. Pinkus.
Or little Pinkett. If you had an awesome name, okay, keep it. Pinkett's not awesome.
Jada Pinkett. Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith. Everybody knows it by Jada Pinkett Smith.
Now, because of branding.
All right. Well, she branded it. Jada Smith doesn't have the ring to it.
Hate it. So a week before the Oscars, she put out a reel. She was doing an interview, I think, with Variety or some bullshit. Who gives a shit? And she was literally talking about hairdos and the fact that every time she went to go do like a cover photo, they wanted her to like straighten her hair and do all this crazy shit and, be more European, as she describes it. And she's like, well, I have like, kinky curly hair. I sympathize with her there. I got that too. And then she said, that's why I got bald hair now. I don't care what people think. Here, listen.
Which is why I feel the freedom today. I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine. Because guess what? I love it.
Okay, so?
She said, I don't give two craps what people think about this bald head of mine because I love it.
She didn't slap...
But what was she rolling her eyes for? She had the eye roll that caused it all.
Her eye rolls did not tell Will... I'm sorry, but Will Smith took it upon himself to go up. Yeah, maybe he was reacting from her eye roll, but her eye roll didn't say, hey, Will, go smack him for me.
Did it not?
Maybe it did. I don't know.
You're right. It was the eye roll combined with the years and years of fucking other men that said, go up and slap the shit out of that guy.
Right. You can't blame it on a single eye roll.
Gary wants to know what I think about Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise.
Those are two A-lists.
Thank you very much.
There's no upgrade there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lateral move and it's actually be a downgrade if you become Nicole Cruise. You downgrade yourself. You take away your Kidman name, and that's not good.
Yeah,
You become a whole different person. Sorry.
The dilemma here, Frank, is Nicole Cruz actually sounds better, but also so does Tom Kidman. So,
or she could be Nikki Cruz, and it would sound like a porn star.
That would be great. That would be great.
I think in like a year, Will Smith should reinvent himself and become Billy Smith. Is that? I don't think that's too far fetched. We got a whole new persona. You know, he's Billy Smith now, and he's doing, I don't know, weird movies.
Well, he's going to be opening car dealerships because
I think he's pretty much set. I think the guy's set.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I have a feeling things are going to go a little south for him, and I hope they do. He deserves it.
Yeah, that was a dumb, stupid move. You don't just slap someone. No matter where you are, you're at the Oscars, or you're out, in front of your house, or at a club, or at a restaurant, wherever you are. You don't just slap someone. That's not. We're living in a society.
All right, here's the comment after, which drove me crazy. She posted on Instagram, "This is a season for healing, and I'm here for it."
Okay.
She's the cause of all of this. You understand? This is what drives people nuts. When there's somebody who is the inciting incident, they're the problem. And then they're all like, "I'm here. It's healing time, and I'm ready for it." The fuck are you talking about? You're the problem. You could have avoided all of this by not sleeping with other men and turning this poor innocent gentleman into the world's biggest cop.
Let's not make this, the woman is the problem here. No. He has just as much, if not more, responsibility for where his hands are. Throwing hands around. That's on him.
True, very true. But this shit, this put me in this made me want to slap somebody. Reading this is the season for healing, and I'm here for it.
It kind of makes me want to slap you a little bit. I don't know why. Most of the things I read makes me want to slap you.
Are you here for it? Is that what it is? Is it the season for healing? Have you decreed it? And also, can I just say this too? Who the fuck are the 11 million people following this asshole? She's got almost 12 million followers on Instagram.
I bet she got a big jump since the Oscars.
Holy shit.
I bet 1 million people were added to that at least.
I really don't like her. I mean, do not like her at all. She sucks so hard. She stinks.
I don't know, man. Some people say, "No, she's the problem. She's the problem." Yeah. She's a problem in that relationship. Absolutely, she's causing a lot of problems.
The problem,
right? But he's also responsible for not hitting people.
I agree.
She didn't tell him to hit someone. She didn't go up there and slap him. He's got to take a little responsibility here too.
But just a pile of bullshit of like, you go from one day going, "It's why I like my hair. There's no, I don't care what people think," and then rolling your eyes and causing basically, I mean, not basically, but you're putting his career in jeopardy over that fucking eye roll.
What is this? You're putting his career, that eye roll. If it ended at the eye roll, nobody's career is in jeopardy.
I mean, I agree, but again, you're forgetting about the piles and piles of men she slept with behind this guy's back.
I haven't forgotten, but isolated incident. If you just take the incident itself, she eye rolls, they move on. Remember, Chris Rock was ready to move on. He goes, "Oh, that was a nice one," and he was ready to present the documentary award or whatever he was doing. But then all of a sudden, Will Smith comes charging up from the audience, and that was it.
I just know she sat with her fucking social team and was like, "Okay, guys, what do we say today? What can we put together?" And then I know what she did. She probably made the graphic designer redo this. She was probably like, "What about pink on gray? I think that's what I'm feeling today." And some
you're just nitpicking now.
Schlub had to go back and redo his little Photoshop because fucking asshole face, had a feeling.
Yes, Paul, she was in Gotham. She wasn't. I liked Gotham, and she was a good character in Gotham.
Let me tell you something. She ruined everything she's ever been in.
Okay.
Every movie she's ever been in is worse now because of her.
I can't name a lot of her movies. I can't. I know she's in
Exactly.
The Matrix,
Neither can Will Smith. She's in The Matrix.
the first one.
Name
Or no,
one.
she's in all of them. I think she's in all of them.
Name one movie that wouldn't be a trillion times better if Regina King was cast instead of her.
Oh, absolutely. I'd go with Regina King all the time. Why not?
Thank you. I'm
Well,
trying to get Regina King to replace you. But
Okay, that'd be an upgrade. That's fine. I don't think she'd do it. It'd be a downgrade for her.
let me tell you something. She has not agreed yet.
Well, here's hoping. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed. I'm with Frankie C on this one. Thank you, Anne Marie.
You
Yeah,
got
well,
Miss
that's
Justice on your side too.
Miss Justice.
Yeah.
But not his. He's not in control of himself. Exactly, Miss Justice. Thank you.
I agree, but he wouldn't have lost his mind had he not been exposed as
Well,
the
if we're
cuck
going
king.
if we're going back to the beginning of time, who introduced the? If she wasn't on the Fresh Prince, they would have never gotten together. So let's blame the show for that slap.
Oh,
I mean, you can't keep going back and saying, "Oh, let's go back to his childhood for the slap." He reacted in the moment. It's his action. He decided, and he was, he looked over at her. She made a face. She gave him the what was it? The stink eye, the crook eye, the evil eye, and that was it. But it was his choice to go up there. So I think that was it.
Yeah. And you know what the thing is too? Like I was reading this article about how this woman, God bless her soul, but she was basically like, before we go blaming Will Smith, I am, what's the word? Paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing here.
Uh-huh.
But she was like, before we go blaming Will Smith for everything, which he's to blame, but let's just not forget about, the fact that the Oscars and everything else is based in this world of white supremacy. And I was like, oh my God, like we've reached a point in this scandal where everybody now is taking their little piece out of it to
let's make this slap about everything,
about their own little thing. Yeah. Which, it happens. I'm just,
I'd like to just point out something completely off topic, but you notice how J Sabs is not here right now. And yet she is in the chat.
What is she doing in the chat?
I don't know. She's talking to everybody in the chat.
Does she know that she's allowed on the show? Like
she could
the
dial
show?
in anytime. She's part
You
of
think
the
that's
show.
the real J Sabs or is that a fake J Sabs?
Will the real J Sabs please sign in? Please sign in.
I didn't know you could do that because I'm going to leave and just go into the chat.
Let's all just go into a chat. What are we talking here for?
Be like the guy in the red socks.
I'm waiting. She wrote, I'm waiting for my phone to charge.
No.
Well, stop typing on it.
Wait, hold on. She's late because her phone's charging. She leaves early because her phone's dying. There's a lot to this.
We got to get you a charger that you could put on while you're talking to us on the in the thing. The guy in the red sucks. I agree. That's Janine, by the way. No, not me. That's not one of our loyal fans. That's one of the that's a J Sabs remark. Anyway,
that's comedy.
That's good stuff. It's gold, Jerry.
She's not even on the goddamn show, and she's got more laughs than us already.
I feel like I've been slapped by Will Smith.
All right, so before we go judging Will Smith, I almost slapped the shit out of a priest. So let's hold on.
What the hell is that? Can we go to that one right now?
No, that's for later on the show. That one you got to stick around for.
I don't know. Why is it? Wait a minute. Am I reading this right? Wanda Sykes?
Oh, whoops. Apologies to Wanda. I didn't mean to do that.
One day we'll get this right.
One day we'll have a show without any
typos. You jackass.
Fire the intern who does the lower thirds.
You banned.
And I just want to say this too. And forgive me. You know who you are, but somebody who has, what is it? Alopecia?
Right.
Wrote into us. And I am very sympathetic to that. And
sure.
I was actually enlightening to hear her say, to hear her plead her case So I don't want this person thinking that this is directed towards her whatsoever. God,
Are you an anti-alopecia?
No, but I want to just clarify something in regards to that, and that is I was trying to see if I could remember who it was. I can't. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm sorry.
Man, all that build up.
No, but here's my point. Yes, alopecia, fine, but I have an issue with anybody who is like, well, Will Smith shouldn't have hit him, but Chris Rock shouldn't have. No, incorrect, false, and wrong. Like, I understand people don't like being made fun of, but you have to understand something about entertainment. It's there to entertain us, for one, and two, audience members, especially those who are in Hollywood who agree to criticism as part of the job, cannot fill out a fucking medical form and submit it to the comedian on stage before the fucking show starts. We can't give the comics a list of, please don't make fun of this tonight because I have it. The world doesn't work that way. Okay. True. That's why everything is up for grabs. To say that shit, Chris probably didn't know. Who the fuck knew that about her?
No. I mean, she has, I only learned this afterwards that she has talked about it on whatever show she does. But who's watching? Who knows?
Who's watching?
I'm sure Chris Rock doesn't watch that.
No, he doesn't. And even if he did know, I'm still okay with him doing it. But the point is that, again, these.
Plus, it's not really an insult.
It's not. It's not. But these people act like, oh, I have this thing, and so you can't joke about it. No, the world doesn't work like that. Comics give. What's hysterical is, and I heard a lot of comedians say this, and I couldn't be more, in agreement. We pay these people money. We pay money for them to tell us jokes. And then they tell us something that affects us personally, and we act like they did something wrong. There's sometimes 200-300 people in the audience. There's sometimes 20,000 people in the audience. If you're a bigger comic, you can't fucking this thing of like, well, we can't make fun. Can't have it. You can't have it. You can't operate the world like that. So
I hear you.
Let me just put that out there. Okay, kudos to another comedian. Actually, these are two comedians here, both Wanda and Jim. But let's start with Jim and what he said, because he said it yesterday.
This was great. What he said. He was doing an interview about Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah.
And then he was asked about the Will Smith thing.
Yeah, here it is. I'll play it for you guys.
What do you think as you watched it unfold and then what happened after?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said, no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. That insult is going to last a very long time.
It's true. This is going to follow Chris Rock with him.
Absolutely. It's going to be one of the things he's known for now. Not his comedy.
No.
Not this, not that, not his show, not his movies. It's going to be the slap.
Every time he shows up anywhere or on there, every show he's going to be on for the next 3 years, they're going to ask him about the slap. Mm-hmm. Every time a news story is written about him, they're going to cite the slap and put that picture. Whoever the photographer was that took the picture forget it. You'll live off of that money.
Well, what picture?
The picture of the slap.
Oh, it was all.
Well, it's yeah, but I'm saying this. They got the still of the slap. People are going to be using that like crazy.
Isn't that like the Academy's property or something?
I don't know. It's the photographers. Yeah,
I'm sure. Cameraman, like the guy who's operating the camera at the Academy Awards.
You agree? Yep.
It's not the directors.
No. Well, no.
That seems weird to me.
Yeah. Bird, I joke about Ant's face all the time, and look, he's still showing it. Be like Ant. See, there you go.
That's perfect. That's a good example.
You just can't. There's no There's nowhere where you shouldn't go on a stage. There's nowhere.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, Will Smith said it. He actually, I don't want to give him credit. I give him a little credit here, I guess. In his apology, he's like, we're in this business. We're going to get made fun of. You got to roll with it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like that in his apology.
And we're not here for Will Smith's ego. We're here
No.
to be entertained. And
Right.
poking fun at one another is part of entertainment.
Yeah.
It just is. You know.
And it wasn't even that bad. It was what?
No.
You're going to be in
Alopecia.
a G.I. Jane 2 movie.
And again, not that people don't struggle with alopecia, of course, and it sucks for them. But people struggle with cancer, death, horrific things that people make jokes about in an effort to make other people feel better. You got to respect that.
Yeah.
You know, you got to respect that.
I understand.
I don't know if there's more here with the Jim Carrey thing. You want to hear
I think
more?
that was it. I think that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he would sue.
Kudos to him, though, for stepping up and saying what Will did was a disgrace. Hollywood en masse is disgusting. And
he wasn't there, right? I don't think he was at the Academy Award.
No.
Right.
No.
So yeah, it was and then so he goes up on stage and assaults a comedian, and then like an hour later he's given an award and everybody gives him a standing ovation. Yeah, he's right.
And it's funny too because Will is like even more wrong now that we've learned that he refused to leave. And I get that the CEO and the president there were kind of like shocked and stunned. Again, money morning quarterback is tough, but they should have probably had the balls to be like, no, security. I don't care how much of a scene this is going to be. We need to do the right thing here and get this guy out of the building.
Right. Now on Will's side of it, if he agreed to leave, it's not like that's the end of the punishment.
Right. And I also think that that's the first step in him being redeemable.
Yeah.
To be like, they asked me to leave and I did because I realized what I did was wrong. Like that's the first step in people going, well, all right, at least he realized what he did was wrong.
Right.
Agreed. But when you refuse to leave, take the award, then you want to get a standing ovation and cry in front of everybody for their sympathy. Then you go to the after parties and pose and dance all night. How can anybody take an apology from you serious?
I don't know. It was a mess. He just in that 10 seconds, he just totally knocked himself off a huge, and that was it. He was top of the world that night.
Yep.
Best actor. He had it all going for him. That's
what happens when you get cocked. Chris Rock, by the way, just to show you what a class act he is. This is, by the way, that clip that we just shared with you was from CBS, I believe. Okay. It was the one, Gail in the Morning there, whatever her show is. I forget what it's called. Doesn't matter. This was Wanda Sykes on with Ellen, and she says what Chris Rock said to her at the after party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. We just, but that's why, again, I wanted to say what a great job you did because that got overshadowed.
Right. And I also want to say this. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I saw Chris, at Guy's party. And as soon as I walked up to him, the first thing he said was, "I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Why are you apologizing?" He's like, "It was supposed to be your night. It was supposed, you and Amy and Regina, y'all were doing such a great job. I'm so sorry. This is now going to be about this." Because that's who Chris is.
Chris is a sweet guy.
Yeah.
He was, anyway, we're going to take a break.
Wanda also said that she was pretty insulted by Will's actions because her and Amy Schumer and who's the other one? Regina Hall? That they were the hosts and that it's their night. It's their evening to, yes, it's the Oscars and the Academy and everything, but when you're the host, you're the one who's welcoming everybody.
And plus, not only the hosts, all the other winners get overshadowed. Their story, their victory, their night gets overshadowed by this terrible thing. Yeah. This selfish act, it just takes over the entire thing.
Yeah.
If Will was removed, who would have accepted his Oscar suggestions? Jack me off for $5. Good question. If Will was removed, I mean, Probably his co-stars from the. If we're being serious with our suggestions, probably his co-stars from the movie. You know, I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but whoever played Serena and Venus, maybe, or the director, or the producers, or someone. Anthony?
Thank you for picking on me. I have a suggestion. Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock.
Chris Rock would have been
like, fuck that asshole.
It's mine now.
I got his Oscar. Then I'm going to get his wife.
Oh.
And then he should have looked at the Oscar and be like, what's similar between this and Jada Pinkett Smith? The bald head. G.I. Jane 2. Bye, everybody.
Look for my next movie coming out.
Yeah. No, but your Frank's probably right. They would have probably
just had someone from the show, the movie.
Yeah. Also, can we point this out too? Speaking of white supremacy, why'd the Williams sisters they look like they were barely even in the place. I don't even know where they were.
I didn't see them anywhere.
They were all the way up in the balcony.
Were they really?
They were, like I think they were at the equivalent to, how in Wrigley Field they have those buildings across the street and they put seats on top of those. That's where the Williams sisters were in
the actual Williams sisters.
Yeah, they were there.
But the actors were down.
Oh, I don't know. No.
Okay.
Idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. You think they would get 2 chairs for them at the,
Yeah.
At the Will Smith table.
At the Will Smith table would have been nice.
Which was weird because they didn't even look like they were at a table. They looked like they were at some kind of weird lounge.
Yeah.
Right? They looked like they were in these comfy lounge chairs or something that they would have like at a club or something. Didn't look like they were at like a regular table.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a good point from Beat My Drum. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air should have accepted it. I get that that's a joke, but how about we get that new Fresh Prince kid who's playing the new Will Smith guy?
Well, you'd have to run out and get him. I don't think he was there that night.
Oh, I thought he was. I thought he was like always there.
Jazzy Jeff would have been great.
That would have been nice. I'll tell you what, Jazzy Jeff doesn't get enough play these days.
Carlton.
Oh, Carlton would have been nice. That would have been great.
Bring him up there. He does
the dance, and everybody would have been cheering.
That would have been great. Bring the whole evening right around.
I would have loved that. That would have been just fantastic. All right, so kudos to Wanda Sykes and Jim Carrey for standing up, and and that actually made me feel really bad for Wanda Sykes because she's, and Chris Rock is right. Like Wanda's been around this game for a long time, and yeah, she's had some successes and Curb and her shows and everything like that. But hosting the Oscars is a massive, massive thing.
Oh yeah, it's a huge. I mean, it's once a year.
Yeah,
and it's a huge event, of course, and all eyes are on you, and it's an opportunity. I mean, it's rare, of course, and you want it to be perfect. There's a lot of pressure.
It's an opportunity for you to have that bit that everybody talks about the next day, not some fucking viral slap.
No, nobody's talking about literally. Maybe some of the clothes that people were wearing. I see that on social media, but nobody really talking about the actual show. Besides the slap, that's it.
That's it. That's all there is. I'm sure we're gonna get an apology video in the next couple of days, so we'll have that to make fun of.
Cool.
Of course. Hillary Clinton and the DNC fined for the Russian hoax. Shocked by this, I'm sure some CNN viewers and MSNBC viewers. But here's the story. The Federal Election Commission has fined both Hillary Clinton, her 2016 presidential campaign, and the Democratic National Committee for lying about how they spent money used to fund the now debunked Steele Dossier about former President Donald Trump. They'll pay a combined $113,000 for mislabeling payments that ultimately went to Fusion GPS, the consulting firm that commissioned the dossier. According to the FEC documents that were released, fines stem from the complaint originally filed in 2018 by the Coolidge-Reagan Foundation, which was informed of the outcome just yesterday. The Clinton campaign and the DNC paid more than $1 million combined to the Democratic law firm Perkins Coie, which engaged Fusion GPS to dig up dirt for Donald Trump. Fusion GPS in turn hired former British spy Christopher Steele, who that's where the Steele Dossier, the name came from, which included allegations that Russian security services possessed a tape of Donald Trump in Moscow in a hotel room with prostitutes.
P-tape.
who were supposedly miterating upon
PP tape.
to use the old
I still think that's out there. Not to interrupt, but Paige and Janie for very generous super chats.
Oh,
We got Paige for $9.99. Women are finally getting the courage to be bald and feel sexy and empowered. Yet her sneer and his slap make a statement that being a bald woman is a problem, no matter the reason. Bald. She's bald.
here's the thing: no woman should be ashamed for
No.
being bald,
Absolutely not.
except for Jada Pinkett Smith, because she's such a piece of shit.
She shouldn't be ashamed for being bald. She should just be ashamed.
But she
Period.
ruins bald for people.
Janie, I saw Will Smith on Slap Mountain on YouTube. Search it.
Oh, plug.
Okay.
There you go.
Fun thing
Slap
to do.
Search Mountain. Slap Mountain.
Anthony, I think it's your turn.
What?
I think it's your turn.
To read what, a thing?
Yep.
I don't see Jack. Didn't do a super chat. Did he?
Yeah, I did.
No, he didn't. That's
Sure
just a
did.
regular. He just literally wrote $1.98. That's not.
Oh. Why is it? Oh, it was highlighted too.
Is it highlighted?
It's highlighted. You got me, Jack.
How did I do that? It's
I don't
controversial.
know. This is
Yeah.
weird. Oh well.
Anyway, back to the dossier.
Yes, Bird. No woman should be ashamed for being. Go ahead. Sorry.
No woman should be ashamed. Of course, but Jada Pinkett Smith sucks. Let's not forget that. The FEC said that Clinton and the DNC claimed the money was given to Perkins Coie to hire Fusion GPS was reported on a disclosure form as having gone toward legal advice and services rather than opposition research.
Didn't they ask the Ukraine to dig up dirt on Joe Biden? I mean, where's that? That's
where he actually got in trouble. Trump. That's where he really fouled up, was when he did that. That was where he really
asking for a government to a foreign government to interfere in the election. Yeah, that's a big problem.
That's a big problem. But
there's no consequences for that.
However, she literally funneled a lot of money to this guy to go out there and make up all this shit, because that dossier has been torn apart. And even by his own admission, he said it shouldn't have been, it wasn't for public consumption because it hadn't been, flushed out all the way, is what he said. I think is what he said to cover his own ass after it was realized that he made a bunch of shit up. But either way, she got off easy. And by the way, the Democratic National Committee and the Hillary Clinton campaign both accepted these fines, and they said they would have no further comment on it. They're getting off easy because she paid this guy who made up all this shit through two middlemen that sent our country on a 2-year journey to find nothing. It was an absolute lie to begin with. She wasted what she should be paying for is all the fucking legal fees and the amount of time spent on Congress, who was doing the hearings and and all the investigating, all that time wasted, all because of what she did to try and win an election. Now, if that doesn't make you want to jack me off for $2, I don't know what does.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Janine.
How many in the house?
How many cheetahs had to die for your shirt is what I want.
Wow. What are you trying to say, huh?
I'm saying that is quite the pattern. My vertigo is, I might go down right now. I just.
That's what she said.
Boom. And that's what your phone said. Yep. 2 for 1.
Excited. Got me
you usually got to pay double for that.
Yeah.
It's true.
By the way, Trump had the greatest comment on this. And this is what he had to say. Quote, "Wow, just out that the 2016 Clinton campaign and the DNC paid the FEC today for violating the law by failing to disclose that their payments for, quote, legal advice and services, end quote, to law firm Perkins Coie was, in fact, a guise to hire numerous companies, all of whom are now named defendants in my lawsuit, to try and take down and illegally destroy your favorite president,
Ugh,
me.
what a douche. Well, it wasn't. From what I understand, they're not being fined because they're being fined because the funding came from the wrong place, or they misfiled funding.
I just said that.
Yeah, but it's not about because it was wrong or because the dossier, something in the dossier was wrong or false. They're being fined just because the funding was not from the right place or something. That's all.
They're being fined because they said this was for legal advice.
Right.
And what it really was for was digging up dirt, was opposition research.
Right.
So you can't lie to the Federal Election Commission.
Absolutely. No,
which is what they did.
Right.
But we can't also ignore the fact, and I know, Paul, I get it, my cue is showing, but we can't ignore the fact.
I'm with you, Paul.
That this was one lie in a series of lies that wasted 2.5 years of this government's time to govern. Say what you will about Donald Trump and how you feel about him, but I'm sorry, she did a really bad thing here. And all she's walking, by the way, she's paying $8,000 out of the $113,000. How that's even being done is beyond me. Like the DNC is taking the hit for this. It's unbelievable. Like the DNC buried Bernie Sanders and paid for it. Now they're paying all the money on this. Like, I don't know how many times they can suck up to this woman who just proves time and time again that she cannot get the job done. I'm sorry.
See, you got to give me these stories before we start the show so I could prepare for something like this. I have nothing prepared for this.
But I will say that, I mean, you could go on CNN and read this story.
All I did was just Google it, and it is everywhere, but I haven't had a chance to read it.
Yeah,
so,
this is not Ant reading, OAN or Newsmax here. This is being widely reported because the FEC disclosed it. So we know now what it is.
Right. And it wasn't for anything because this was a lie or that was a lie. It was the funding was messed up. Not that anything in the document was a lie. That's what they're being fined for.
But the dossier, it turned out to be a lie too, and we know that. Yes, it was. The guy, widely reported that there are a lot of holes in that document.
There are holes in it.
That's what she said. He won't say anything bad about Hillary.
Sure, I will.
No.
Now would be the time.
No, she fucked up with this. She lied where the funding was coming from for this. Of course, that was messed up, and she should pay more. But, by their own admission, paraphrasing, we receive enough funding from Russia. That's what Trump's stupid kid said in an interview. We don't need funding from this or that. We got enough money from Russia.
Paul's not lying about this. Paul Manafort, Michael Flynn, Roger Stone. There were people from the Trump campaign that did have contact with Russians, and they did.
I mean, by the time the 4 years were up, how many people were indicted, in jail, and subpoenaed, and they're still being subpoenaed to this day.
I agree, and again, we're not talking about whose side is worse here. The point is that
I'm talking about whose side is worse here.
The point is that everybody should be angry that her actions or somebody's decision that she obviously okayed wasted 2.5 years of our government's time. That's a big deal.
I'm fine with that. It was a shitty government at the time.
Wow. He is.
If you could waste out of those 4 years, if you could waste 2 of them, just not do anything in those 4 years, I'm fine with that. Those 4 years were if we could just wash those away from history, it would be wonderful.
Speaking of which, let's flop it over.
Frank, what about the last year when Trump got the vaccine rolling out? Just curious.
You mean when he said, we need a vaccine, so they funded it, and then he did nothing for 9 months? Yeah, that was great.
He got it out, though, right?
Anybody in the same situation would have said, we need to cure this. Would they not?
Biden, though,
What?
he didn't even know where he was. He still doesn't know where he is.
Oh, Your Honor, there's your argument right there. Case closed.
The January 6th committee is seemingly moving closer to recommending charges against Donald Trump. The Washington Post reported that the White House records of Trump's calls on January 6th, which had been turned over to the January 6th committee, had a gap of 7 hours and 37 minutes.
What the hell is that?
In which no calls were listed. Speculation abounded from investigators and commentators that Trump used unofficial burner phones on that day to avoid leaving a paper trail with federal government records. Trump has denied knowing what a burner phone is.
That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. You're almost 80 years old. You've never heard of a burner phone.
He's on Twitter was on Twitter far too much not to know what a burner phone was.
Yeah.
Earlier in the week, a federal judge took stock of the January 6th committee's argument that Trump had committed crimes connected to that day's events and found them persuasive. As part of a ruling in a civil lawsuit over whether Trump's lawyer had to turn over some records to the committee, the judge wrote that Trump, quote, more likely than not, end quote, committed both obstruction and conspiracy as he tried to impede Congress's count of the electoral votes and harshly condemned his actions.
Yeah, but what pisses me off is nothing will come of this. That's what pisses me off. He does all these things, commits felonies, as they said in New York, obstruction, everything you just listed, and a year later he'll still be the greatest injustice, stole the election, and we'll be sitting here listening to that because nobody does anything about this guy.
Quick question here, as that's for you, J Subs.
What's that?
You got a super chat.
Oh, jack me off for $2. Oh,
there you go. You got a deal this time around.
J Bone, I like it.
I know J Bone. The idea, here's the thing. We know that he made a call because a call came from the White House that wasn't necessarily the president's number to I can't remember which member of Congress, Mike something. Anyway, and we know because on his end he keeps a log, so we know that was a call from the president of the United States because it came from a blocked White House number, which obviously had to be somewhat relatively close to the president. So we know that phone call took place. But for 7.5 hours for the president of the United States not to make a fucking phone call,
it doesn't make any sense, especially when the Capitol is under attack and there's not one phone call. That's ridiculous. That's insane.
Not a great look for T-Bone there.
No, it is not.
Why
not T-Bone?
Actually, Hunter Biden did help fund Ukraine biolabs. We joked about this the other day. The story was, this is Russian disinformation. Well, as it turns out, through confirming with emails that were found off of that laptop, and people might say, why do these emails keep popping up? Because think about how many emails are on your fucking laptop right now. Like, it takes a long time to go through all of this shit, you know?
You got to literally freaking read them one by one.
Yeah, so that's basically what it is. And like I said, as it turns out, through these emails, we discovered that Hunter Biden did indeed, this is according to reporting from the Daily Mail, Hunter Biden helped secure millions of dollars in funding for a U.S. contractor in Ukraine specializing in deadly pathogen research, according to laptop emails, raising more questions about the disgraced son of then Vice President Joe Biden, now President Joe Biden. This guy is a fucking
Hunter's
liability and a half.
A huge liability.
Yeah. I mean, again, we rushed so quickly to investigate Trump and the Russia thing. We're moving at a snail's pace. We're moving as quick as Janine does to get here at the beginning of the show.
Well, you know.
It's the same. I feel like it's the same. it's the same speed. I mean, that we're going. It took forever to get anything to get anywhere with Trump. It took 4 years, 2 years each, basically, to get the investigations through with Trump. So this is kind of new-ish, this information.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, between this and the art things and all the other shit that's going on with Hunter Biden, I mean, for the love of God, you got to do something here. And in the absolute best example of the pot calling the kettle black, Matt Gaetz the other day trying to get
trying to take the moral high ground, is he?
Trying to get the Hunter Biden laptop submitted as evidence during a congressional hearing. Which, what's the guy's name? Jerry? Is it Jerry Nadler? What's his first name? Nadler.
I think it is. Jerry
Is it Jimmy or Jerry? I don't even know.
Pretty sure it's Jerry. It's Jugdish. It's Jerry Nadler.
I will say the Seinfeld references have been on point so far this episode.
Oh, thank you.
We're very heavily political tonight with the topics. Not our choice, but
Janie with the super chat. Well, let's all watch Slap Mountain on YouTube. Frank will snort in disgust. Anthony will get a hernia laughing, and Jay Sabs will write one of the fighters. Just saying. Apparently, you're going to fall in love with one of the people in that thing. So
is he homeless?
Probably.
Oh,
it's the only
what's
way.
it
Either he's
called?
homeless or he's over 70.
Okay.
Just saying. I agree. I agree. Paige.
It's Jerry Nadler, by the way. Do you guys want to see this? I think we should
Sure.
watch this one. This is watchworthy here. Because the thing with Jerry Nadler is he doesn't even like allow it to happen. He totally he's got to be advised, which I understand that there are like advisors and shit, that will tell Congress people like what you can do, what you can't do. There's legal advisors. But when you watch them like totally, snap into, as he makes it a point of like, hey, I want to, submit this thing. He had a hard drive in his hand of the actual drive. Here, I'll bring this up for everybody so they can see
the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop, which I'll tell you what, Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record of this committee the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop, which I'm in possession of.
I'm not.
And I don't know if you can see, but there's a guy.
There's no objection to that.
Whispering to him in his ear everything that he's got to do and say.
Okay.
I can't say no objection.
I've never had.
I will object pending further investigation.
What's the basis of that objection?
It's a unanimous consent request, and I object pending.
Very well, I have a subsequent question. Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record the receipt.
It may very well be
from the Mac shop.
It may very well be entered into the record after we look at it further.
Very well, Mr. Chairman, I have a subsequent unanimous consent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Chairman,
So they had another unanimous consent, which he has to acknowledge.
Okay.
But that was yesterday.
All right. So he said it could be entered in. We just have to take a look at it. If it's worth their time. That's what he's looking at.
I mean, Judy, help me out here. Kind of like a little ridiculous. Like, just okay, take it. Like, it's because it's their guy. They can't, God knows what this guy's doing to fucking,
Let's enter Matt Gaetz's information, all his computers and phones and into the record. See how he feels about that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. It's awfully,
the
fact that it was like, again, even the Republicans, you got to be like, hey, maybe we should have somebody else do this with a smidge more reputation here.
Yeah, maybe. I don't even know how he still has a seat there.
Yeah. I don't even know what to think. Did you hear this story yesterday? It's not even on a rundown, but this Crowley guy, he's a new senator. He won his seat in 2020. And he's like, yeah, this Washington's he was on a podcast. He goes, yeah, Washington's out of control. Like my first week here, I got invited to like a Coke-filled orgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So everybody
Republican too, I'm sure. With all the family values, I'm sure he's got.
What's the address?
Well, everybody runs with this story, and then the guy, what's his name, the head of one of the top Republicans, was like, "That's not what it's like," and then he was like, "Oh yeah, that's not what it's like." My comments were kind of like taken out of context. It's like, no, well, I don't. Are you lying, or is that really what it's like? It's only one of the two. How could it? It can't be both. You can't take that shit out of context. He literally said, within my first week here, I got invited to like a coke-filled orgy.
This is unbelievable. By whom? I'd like to know.
He made it seem like other Congress people. That's what he made it seem like.
Yeah. And so let's see. You got Matt Gaetz. You got this guy invited to a coke-filled orgy by God knows who else. It's a real great family values party you got going.
I mean, I've been doing this podcast with you guys for over 2 years, and I haven't been invited to one coke-filled orgy.
Don't fret.
Show some interest.
This weekend?
Oh shit! I spoke too soon. Now here's the invitation.
Then you got to bring something. You're not going to go to that.
I'm not coming now because I feel like I guilted you into the invite. Now it doesn't feel natural.
Well, you have to bring your keys for your car.
Nice.
Jack Mehoff, I'm with you. That's all I'm going to say.
Bruce Willis has announced his retirement because he has
aphasia.
Alopecia. Oh,
you're an idiot. This is sad. I mean, he announces I don't know if it's a retirement, but he's stepping back a little bit from it because, as I understand aphasia, it can be treated, and it could be, you could recover from it.
Was that right? But it's like Alzheimer's. He's
kind of. It has to do with
damage.
It's brain damage, brain trauma. Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones had it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Had it. So she
had it
cured.
Sharon Stone had it. She had well, it depends on it. It comes up different ways. Like I think Sharon Stone had a stroke back in like maybe 10, 15 years ago or something. And for 2 years, she couldn't read. She couldn't do it. She just couldn't. You can't. It affects your ability to communicate, to read, to speak, to understand. What you're reading, stuff like that. Your brain function just diminished, and you're able to, with treatment, come back from it, just like Sharon Stone has, Emilia Clarke has. Emilia Clarke had an aneurysm that affected her, and she was really bad for a while. She was like, she couldn't communicate. She could barely understand anything that was going on, and she was in a bad place. And she said that her this is just from a couple of articles that I read, that she was so bad that she was like wanted the doctors to like pull the plug on her because she was
no shit.
She was that bad, and then but she recovered. She came back.
Damn.
So hopefully this is a temporary thing.
I hope so. It was Madison Crawthorne. Crawthorne. Party of four.
Oh my God.
I'm glad
you yelled Crawthorne, and I missed it.
I said Crawthorne. No one answered.
She yelled curse word. I hung up.
All right, so there's hope for him though. Is there hope for me? Because I feel like I got this. I don't know. As you're talking and describing this, I'm like, this is exactly what I have.
No, there's no hope for you.
No, you're out.
Got it.
Oh, there are 3 different types of aphasia. That's true.
I tell you what, you can count on J-Steps for is not sugarcoating anything. She just gives it to you straight, which is a strong suit, I feel.
Just to go back, some people are mentioning. Yes, I agree, 100%. Whatever, if Hunter Biden's laptop shows all kinds of crazy shit, yes, prosecute, throw him in jail, whatever you got to do to Hunter Biden, I'm for. I'm not saying I don't want to protect him in any way. If he's a problem, then he's got to go. I get it.
No, I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue with him is, the story was first reported by the New York Post and got squashed. Okay, fine. Then they started just spreading this thing around the internet, and people were reporting it and confirming it. Okay, now the New York Times gets put in a position where they have no choice but to come out and say this is real and legitimate. It's sitting there in the hand of a congressperson, albeit a pedophile congressperson, still a congressperson for now. And he's like, I'd like to pay. Like, how long does it, where does it go? How long does it take to get to, okay, this is bad and we have to look into it? Like,
I agree. They should.
It's
I
okay.
agree.
It's okay to look into it. Like the Democrats and the Republicans do the same, but they act like, oh, well, if we can't admit this, then we're wrong. Like,
No, I agree. It
okay.
should be all cards on the table. Everything should be admitted, and they should investigate it all. 100%.
For the betterment of America. Like,
agreed.
Time to rev up the engine and give that whole investigation to start.
I agree. 100%.
That's all.
110%.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so hopefully Bruce Willis recovers from this. I think when I read it, I think they were saying he's stepping back from acting. I don't know if he's 100% retired. Maybe he is, but that would be really terrible. I mean,
okay. Now let me ask you this: is there any truth to the rumor that I may or may not have just started? That I'm not saying Bruce doesn't have this, but he's taking time. He's stepping away and taking time because he's going to give coaching lessons to Will Smith.
Oh yeah,
because Bruce, and this is not appropriately timed by me, I will admit, kind of the biggest cuck in Hollywood until Will Smith came along.
Oh yeah.
See, you just throw
1,000%.
You throw that word cuck around a lot. That's not what. He's not married to Demi Moore anymore.
But when they were.
What? When they were? They divorced, and then she went to Ashton Kutcher, or whoever the hell.
Yeah, you don't think that Bruce watched them bang 1,000%?
They lived in the same house together. Remember?
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like after they split, like they still like lived in the same house and like did like holidays and shit together.
Because he's still the dad of the kids.
That's true. Nah, but see, that's in that case, Bruce should have went to his kids and been like, "You have a new dad now, and I'm gonna move on to make new kids. We're gonna forget any of this ever happened."
Exactly.
I'm gonna make a new family somewhere.
Yeah.
Forget you guys. I'm out.
Yeah, that's true. See,
but Die Hard.
It's true.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Die Hard, one of the best action movies out there.
You know what was good acting in that is you couldn't even tell throughout that whole film that he was the biggest cuck in Hollywood at the time.
Right.
He hit it well.
Yeah, I mean that's acting.
Right.
That is acting.
Superb acting.
Jack me off. We need cuck merch, I think. I don't know. I feel like that might put us in a weird Google results category where I don't know if we want those kinds of people finding us.
I don't want
you sure?
I don't want you to have to search that to get to where you need to be.
Maybe I'm wrong. Should we lean into it? Should we do like cuck of the week? Is that like becoming a thing?
Are there enough out there? I'm sure there are.
Oh yeah.
I think from now until the end of the year, we'll name Will Smith every single time. I just don't know if anybody can top him.
We can come up with 50. He could be like the winner for the year, but we can come up with 52. For the
I
year.
bet we could have at least 3 in our group.
Ah.
Right? Wouldn't you say that?
Can women be that or no? What's the equivalent?
Yeah, I think I think so.
A woman could be a cuck?
Yeah. I think he could be a cuck. Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly, at this point in our friendship, I think the 3 of us are the only non-cucks in our group. I would go ahead and say everybody else is a cuck at this point.
All of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's just it's unraveling quickly. That's
It
all
happens.
I'll say about that. I love this story.
Oh, I have a story with this. Go ahead.
Bride stolen by best man at a wedding.
At the wedding.
Well,
Ahead of myself. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you didn't get ahead of yourself there. It's okay.
Go ahead.
It was more of my phrasing, but here's what happened. So this woman's getting married to this dude. The best man gets hammered, and during the speech, confesses his love for the bride.
Oh boy.
Damn.
Can you fucking imagine that?
So this is after the ceremony. They're married now.
Yeah.
And he confesses during the reception.
Yep. You know what the husband though said? He said, "Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth."
See, that's when a slap might be deserved.
That's good comedy, ladies and gentlemen. That was well done. Way to go,
Slap,
Jay.
clap.
Yep.
This is a crazy story, but go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish it because I have a story about it.
I was gonna let you go.
Go ahead.
I'll finish if you want.
That's what she said.
I have no problem finishing before the girl, Janine. That's my
yeah,
wife.
I know you don't.
That's
what your wife tells me.
What is going on in this show right now?
Sorry, Mama Fam.
So during the best man speech, he confesses that he's loved her from the first. Not I'm in love with her. I've loved her from the first moment I saw her.
Oh boy!
During the best man speech. Then, by the way, how this guy wasn't removed from the fucking thing. Then, they're dancing regular party. The last dance of the night, he goes up to her again and says, I can't remember what he said exactly, but I was like, it should have been me. And,
So the wedding continued without a hitch for the rest of the night until the last dance.
Could you imagine? This is just as awkward as the Will Smith situation, I feel like.
I don't know. This is rough. I mean, you got the speech usually happens right in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can imagine everybody just standing there like, just not even
awkward.
And then thank you, best man, everyone. And then what? They move on with everything like nothing happened.
Yeah, I guess
the best man's allowed to just be there and he's dancing and eating his veal or whatever the hell he's having.
He's eating the veal.
I don't know.
No, he'll be eating the fish.
If you're the groom, you gotta be like, no, he doesn't get him the fucking veggie meal. He doesn't get him
right
meat.
Vegan platter for this guy.
Yeah, he's gonna stay here. But anyway, then he hits her up again at the last dance of the night, and that was it. They go on at some point.
So he stole her?
No, well, they that was it. They went on. Nothing happened. The married couple continued. At some point, they started to hit a little bit of a rocky point, and then they split, and then they eventually divorced, and then
best man moved in.
He was waiting out that relationship.
Yep.
Could you imagine that though? That son of a bitch
planted that seed. That's a
seed in there.
No,
that's
that is
nice,
no. That's a huge seed to plant.
Look how broken women are, Frank. Look at her. Look, it's is it romantic?
It is.
How is that romantic? That is insanity. That is a selfish. I mean, if you're at the wedding, maybe if you try not to be selfish, you do that way before they're married. First of all, I'm sorry, but she's not with you. You're not.
Yeah.
She's chosen her guy. And all you're doing is throwing a monkey wrench in it. And
well, what if you know that it's not going to work out?
Then you wait it out.
Well, I do know.
Wait, before you start, I'm sorry, because Holly just cucked our story.
Oh,
really?
Boy.
I once attended a wedding where the best man confessed his love for the groom.
Any chance, Holly, you could elaborate?
That's a saucy story. That's better.
That is a good tease.
For the groom. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's great.
Let us know.
Yeah. All right, J-Subs, go ahead.
I know someone who was dating this guy for like 7 or 8 years. They get married. Within a year, they're divorced, and she got engaged to the best man and married him and had kids with him.
Yeah, but did the best man at the wedding just ruin the whole night for everyone?
No, but if it makes it a better story, I'll say it did. He did.
Okay, well then that's good.
Wait, so they were dating for 7 or 8 years. They were then divorced within a year, and she married the best man. Wow. What was the history there? Were they old friends or no?
Nope. She never really knew her first husband until she started going out with him. And like they weren't friends before, so she met the best man afterwards. So that's why it's like, damn, juicy.
So are the
the person too? Go ahead.
Is the groom and the best man still friends to this day?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's no way.
So update from Holly there. Oh, okay. Sorry, Robin. Good. Update from Holly. It was awkward AF, everyone proceeded to drink a lot.
Yeah, what do you do?
It didn't bust anything up, though. I don't know. Did he realize his love for the best man? And,
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he go
Right.
for it? Because that'd be amazing.
right. I'm sorry. So Rob and Will Smith's next movie.
It's true.
I once heard a story because little inside info about your old pal Ant, but my mother used to be in the wedding business, and I feel like this is old folklore, like the razor blade and the apple at Halloween time. But my mother heard this story from somebody that they were at the wedding, and the bridesmaid, right? That's the best woman.
Maid of honor.
Maid of
of
honor.
honor,
Thank
there.
you. The maid of honor, they got married. Like the whole day went through. Got married at the church in the afternoon. Waited a couple hours. Then the reception at night. Going up the introductions, the whole 9 yard, the dances. Everybody sits down for the speeches. The maid of honor gets up and goes, "I've been sleeping with the groom for the last
Boom.
3 years."
Oh.
Waited till the fucking speeches. How does that happen?
Jesus Christ.
It could have been a lot cleaner unless she wasn't trying to do that. If she waited till before they were married, if she did it before they tied the knot and made everything official.
Yeah,
Now they got to go through all the legal channels of getting this thing annulled.
That's some Will Smith shit. Like she knew what she was doing going into that day. Waited.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
That is brutal.
And I think it was because he was like, I mean, he'd be cheating with her for like years. But I think he broke up with the maid of honor because he was kind of pulled the old, well, I'm going to be married now. So.
So he ended the affair.
I think that's what happened. I don't remember that. I mean, I feel like I was a little kid too when I heard the story. So it's kind of hard to, but it's stuck in my mind like for all this time. And again, it could be folklore. Again, it could be, one of those things that got made up. Urban, what do they call those? Urban
legends. But it doesn't sound far fetched.
Yeah.
Sounds like that could have happened.
Yeah.
Miss Justice reminding J Sabs to feed her cat.
You heard. You heard the cat.
Stop starving your cat.
And thanks for putting it that way, Miss Justice, because I have a feeling that Jack Me Off would have said it a way different way. That would have been far too inappropriate to put on the.
I actually want to know how he would say it.
You're too much. What's interesting about this particular story? Still married to this day with 4 kids, the bride and the best man.
Yep.
How about that?
Wait.
Yep. The bride and the best man. The person I know is married with 3 kids.
Well, to the best man, to the new guy.
Why do people do that? They make that mistake. They just get married when you just know, like, it's
not going to work.
It's not going to work.
I don't know, man.
So wait, when I worked in Pathmark, this is like obviously when I was in high school, there was a guy who I worked with who, I guess he just wanted to get married. Why, I don't know. And
yeah, it seems dumb in hindsight.
I don't even know how long he was going out with this girl for, but they get married. They have a big Italian wedding, get married, go on the honeymoon, come back, they're divorced.
How long did that last?
No, I mean like
right after the honeymoon.
Yep. They came back and he was like, yeah, that was a big mistake.
Wow.
So that's quick.
I'll tell you, who that is unfair to? Like moms and dads and
they pay thousands and thousands for a wedding.
Friends. Yeah, everybody's forking over cash to be a part of this and their time and effort and and then they just fucking
and you gotta send those gifts back, no?
Oh, I don't know.
I think so.
Take the TV back?
I mean, what's the time limit? How long do you need to stay married in order to keep the gifts?
Oh, good question.
So if you get divorced after a year, you keep everything, I'm sure. You just split it up.
I say a year you get to keep everything.
So if it's 11 months, you keep all the pots and pans and all the appliances and you split them up?
That's tough because that shit's been used. Then cash is probably gone by then.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you're getting divorced on the way back from the honeymoon, you gotta hand those envelopes back over.
Right. So a month goes by, and then you decided to get divorced.
I think you got to hand the money back over.
Everything goes back.
Am I wrong?
Like that, I wouldn't do that.
What if all that money's out? It's gone already. They paid for, the wedding or whatever they had. They put a down payment on something or whatever.
All I know is I hope he found love by now. It's probably because I rejected him, but it's okay. I get it.
Oh, and the plot thickens.
Wait.
Oh,
what is going on?
Perhaps he was scorned by your rejection.
He was like, if I can't have her, no one can.
Let me ask you a question. Did this girl look like you? Was he trying to replace you?
I never saw her. So I have no clue what she looked like. But
did I fall asleep a second? What are we talking about here?
I said it's because I hope he found love because
the guy she told a story about. Turns out that she rejected him.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't catch that. Okay.
She just said it, so I could see how you would have missed it.
I don't listen to any of you.
No, definitely not. Wait.
So you rejected him.
Mm-hmm.
And we know this person?
No.
Oh, all
right.
You got a super chat there, J Sabs. I think we do know the person.
Jack me off. Call me Jack. Meow.
No surprise here. The Foo Fighters. This is weird because it's not a surprise, but yet I still feel it's a topic that we have to talk about because, again, I reiterate, Dave Matthews Band lost one of their founding members, and on the day he died, they played the show that night. And that's not a criticism because from their point of view, it's like, this is how we knew him. This is how we're going to choose to celebrate his life. So I get it. But the Foo Fighters formally canceled their summer tour in light of the passing of.
I think that's only right. You lose your drummer, you lose your friend, you lose the guy. Of course, you gotta pull your pieces back together here.
Yeah, no surprise there. I mean, now is not the time to talk about this, but I mean, how do you? I worry that they're never going to play again. Like, how do you?
No. They'll get. I mean, I feel like they'll recover. I mean, they're a strong band and they've got a lot of support. I think they'll pull through.
Could be a really, really long time though. I mean, a really long time.
Yeah, I agree, but I think they'll pull together. They'll keep going. I don't think he would have wanted to end. Would want the band to end.
I agree.
So I think they'll keep going.
But I think we're about to face our longest stretch without the Foo Fighters because they've legit been around us nonstop for the past 25 years.
Damn.
And this is like they've never really had any big gaps.
Right.
And I think this is gonna be the first time we have a long.
That's what she said.
Might do some solo stuff.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I wonder because it's not like Dave Grohl does have other projects, so I could see it going that way too. But I don't know.
I think they'll keep,
Oh yeah.
Together.
So okay, go ahead. Because I saw this title and I was like, no, does he have the right story? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Story started off with Michael Che was at a comedy club and said he was leaving SNL. That turned out to be not true. He had to go on Twittergram and clarify that he said he's not going to do Weekend Update anymore. Did I get it right?
I don't ever see him. I don't remember seeing him in other sketches. I feel like I only see him in Update.
He's still going to do it.
Is that right? Did he say he's still going to do Update now?
Yeah, he said he's not going to leave it.
He retracted already?
That's what he wrote on his Instagram.
Twittergram?
Twittergram.
This is news to me because I got this. All right, we'll check it. I mean, I believe J Subs. She wouldn't lie. If she wouldn't lie about anything, she would definitely not lie about Michael Che.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. This and homeless people, she takes very, very seriously. Why? I mean, I get he was trying, but he said like, "Oh, you people can spoil," because he was just in like a comedy club, I guess, working out material when he said it. But it kind of made it sound like he was going to, like it was part of like a bit or something. I don't know if he was just trying to drum up press or whatever. Or
Do we know his handle on?
I don't think he's on Twitter. I think it's Instagram.
I'm looking on Instagram.
Oh, I'm looking at Twitter and I don't see anything. Is he gaslighting us?
I don't know where the hell to look. There's no.
All I know
if it's
is
actually him.
No,
I
he's on
can't
Instagram.
wait to see a comedy show.
What's his handle on Instagram?
His handle on Instagram is Che Thinks. Look what he did, son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking at.
You took down all his posts.
What?
I was like, this can't be him. And then no posts.
Wait,
He's not
for real?
following anybody.
Yeah, look.
Look at his stories.
It's verified.
Everything's going.
I can't click on the stories.
You think he blocked you?
Blocked me too. Yeah, it's all gone. I don't get it.
Keep my wife's name.
Paige says Frankie deletes all his posts.
Fucking mouth.
Keep my SNL status out of your fucking mouth.
Honestly.
I would be devastated by this. I've grown to love Che and Jost together.
Me too. I was just gonna say that. I love them together.
They're good.
They've risen to the top of that Weekend Update list, which is not. I mean, they're all fucking Babe Ruth. They're all heavy hitters. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if they're at the top, but they're great. They're really good.
I
think
they're
one of the best.
Oh, dude, when they write the jokes for each other, and then
that's
Jost
great.
has to read the jokes
That he, yeah. Oh, I agree. They're great.
Che reads Jost jokes, it's funny, but when Jost has to read the jokes that because he's a fucking killer.
Yeah,
Che. He's a killer. So and when Jost has to read those, I mean, I think that's one of the greatest Weekend Update sketches.
What?
I want to see them at the Comedy Cellar, and now I'm allowed to again. Oh, we should go.
Allowed to again. Were you banned from the cellar?
For not being vaccinated.
Oh shit! Oh, for not being vaccinated. Oh, okay.
So we should all go, the three of us.
By the way,
have a little cuck night.
We do.
I'm just saying. I was like, is he gonna stop? Go ahead.
The fact that I was vaccinated related and not Janine behavior related is a shock because
that is a shock.
90-10 in behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody, I wrote it in the chat before, but when you were talking about like being a comedian and like having to go out there and like just basically make fun of people or whatever, someone I follow on Instagram was talking about Patrice O'Neal. Is that his name? Patrice O'Neal?
Patrice O'Neal, one of the greats.
Ooh, well, she
R.I.P.
went off on him. Very surprising, because she said that she was the butt of his jokes one night, and it made her feel like complete shit. And she's like, and I hope that man doesn't rest peacefully. And I was like, what?
Who was
Isn't
this?
that crazy?
Just some friend of yours or someone? Someone famous?
Someone semi-famous. Her husband was on 30 Rock. And she was in a few things, but nothing huge at all. So she knows people. And I guess he knew her too. But she's like, after that, that was it for her.
Jeez.
I know. But I don't. So that reason makes me want to go to Comedy Cellar and just be sit right in the front row.
Well, Patrice O'Neal, I'm a big fan. He was very brutal.
He is, right? Okay.
And to be totally honest, he wasn't. His last comedy special that was on Comedy Central, I forget, Black Elephant or something. I forget what it was called. Anyway, he finally, like, you like it when a baseball player finally hits 30 home runs in a year, and they're like, oh, they finally figured it out. They got their swing down and everything. Here they are. He finally put it together. In the process of getting to that, he was, when you're not great at that, it could be really bad. And he did go through those time periods where I'm sure people just felt shitty rather than feeling like, holy shit, that's funny. So I don't doubt that.
Fine line.
He was probably growing and working his material out. Who knows?
But again, that's
depends
what
he said.
That's what you go through when you agree to go to a club. That you're signing off on that, especially a club, because when you go see a comedy show, when you go see somebody, the headliner, and there's one name, you're going to see that person. Okay. When you go to a comedy show like Janine's talking about, I don't know if every town really has a lot of these,
Yeah, a lot of them do. I mean, they travel all over the country to do them, but not every little town.
But a lot of these towns have these clubs, which Janine's talking about for people who may not be familiar. The Comedy Cellar's a club in the city. There's a lot in the city. There's a lot in LA where comics who are off the road, who are working on material, will go and practice their material. And there's 4 shows in a night and 6, 7 shows on the weekend. And all these guys go. And whenever you hear this just happened with Louis C.K., where he made a joke and everybody's like, oh, how could he see that? He's he was working out material. He didn't have a finished set. He was working it all out, and that's what these clubs are for. So that you can get a bad night where somebody just is trying to make jokes and it's just not
working.
Landing. Yeah. But again, when you go to those places, to my original point, when you go to those places, you agree to be,
you have to you have to be living under a rock if you don't know that you're going into a comedy club, and there's the closer you sit to the stage, the more likely the comedian is going to call you out on something.
Yeah,
you got to know that. I mean, that's just part of the deal when you go to a small club like that.
Yep.
Not every comedian does that, of course. They don't go through the crowd, but some do, and it happens. That's what they do sometimes.
Yep.
I think we made a mistake. We should have never let Don Rickles die. We fucked up right there. I
don't know how we allowed that.
I don't know how we allowed that to happen, but we were great when he was around. We all could make fun of each other, and it was fine. He goes, and now all of a sudden, look where we are.
Can't do it anymore. Yep.
Yeah, you got to check with everybody's doctor before they come into the comedy show to see what you can make fun of that night.
Right.
Oh God, imagine.
Not cool.
Imagine this. It's where we are. It's practically where we are.
Messed up, man.
I had a Will Smith moment with a priest.
Okay, let's hear this.
You slapped a priest in the face?
I came close. I came close. I shouldn't say I came close. The thought crossed my mind. So, my wife is forcing me to raise my son as a Catholic.
Ugh, why?
Yeah, she's a horrible person. People don't.
Jeez.
People.
You guys are brutal.
What? She's denying these allegations, but we're launching a full investigation. As soon as we get that Hunter Biden investigation going, we're going to investigate this matter.
Right.
Anyway, we decided with a lot of what would you say, animosity towards the church? Is that a fair word? Decided that we're gonna bring the kid up Catholic, and
Ugh.
the reason we came to this conclusion was that's how we were raised, and I feel like let's drag him through the same mud, and then when he gets old enough, he can make his own choices. So that was our thought there, and that combined with the fact that one of our other friends had a communion party for his kid. And now my son had a great time, and he was like, "Oh, now I want a communion party." So basically,
you're doing it so you're converting to Judaism purely for the jokes.
Basically, we came from different angles, but we both arrived at the same thing, that he wants to have communion. So a year in advance, we have to go to these fucking classes. Not class. I don't know what they are, but they're like, we go to the church and the priest talks to us. What is it?
It sounds terrible.
They call it family formation, which I almost said fornication, which
that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Family fornication.
Yeah. And it's like, I sit there and I go, oh, this is what cult people feel like. When you're like, this is stupid. And then, 45 minutes in, you're like, I guess maybe. I don't know. Like that's, it's a whole huge thing. Anyway, listen, I have no problem with Catholicism, but I have a big problem with the church. So long story short, every time you go to one of these, so there's 2 different types of meetings. there's the bring the kid to the church for the kid thing, and then there's the adults just come for the adult thing, right? And by the way, Janie super chat $5. Thank you. Poor kid's gonna have a lot of guilt. The deciding factor in me doing this is like the guilt will be good for him. We'll do it. Like,
Right.
I think you need a little bit of guilt, when you're growing up, because how do you have like
How do you rein you in a little?
How do you make the right decisions unless you go, oh, the imaginary person in the sky might judge me or send me to hell or some shit like that. It's it works, I feel like, for the kids. Anyway, so every time you go, it's a different thing. I go yesterday and it's marriage is the topic, which I did not know ahead of time. So I get there and then they give you a whole piece of paper on what the priest is going to talk about. And just to show you how much shit there is, this was printed on legal. It wasn't letter size. It was fucking.
He meant business. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a big, long thing. Or you got to change the setting on a printer for that. And that's not easy to do.
You have to get up. Go ahead.
So you got to put it in the manual feeder. It's
Right.
a whole fucking.
Oof.
Anyway, so now I go, oh boy, I wonder if they're going to hit on same-sex marriage here, because that would be certainly interesting to see what he says. I turn the paper around, and sure enough, same-sex marriage is the first thing on the second page. So now I'm just waiting, because I'm like, I got to see what this take is, because I can't imagine what this is going to be. So the priest goes, so he's talking, and he goes, the teachings of the church are pretty clear on this. We believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. But if anybody thinks that, if you're in a relationship that's not that they're not welcome here, that's a mistake. That's a lie. He's like, all are welcome here. He's like, I can't, I can't, change what the church says, what our stance is on marriage. But all are welcome here. And I literally almost went like I had that Will Smith moment where I was kind of like, do I raise my hand and be like, hold on, I have a question, or do I just let this go? Because the thing, spoiler alert, I didn't raise my hand. I'm
leaving now.
Think about, because then I was kind of like, I didn't want to be the kid who was like, oh, you forgot to give us homework. Because everybody sits there and goes, can we go now? So I felt like if I would have raised my hand, I would have prolonged the process.
People would have been like, oh, can this guy shut up?
People would have been, yeah, much like the audience is right now.
Right.
But I thought I'll maybe bring this up to him afterwards. And I still kind of feel like I might give him the old phone call, because he said all this shit, like all are welcome. But my question is, why would they come? Like, if you're gonna be like, that's not marriage, but you're welcome and you're gonna be loved here, fuck that. What are we talking about here? Separate but equal? Like, how could you fucking say all are welcome, but you are going to be treated less than while you're here? If we're all fucking welcome, marry me up, asshole. What are we talking about? I'm welcome so I could come here and feel like what I'm doing is fucking wrong.
I'm waiting for the day. The Catholic Church goes, you know what? Marriage is marriage. Love is love. Everybody can get married.
Excuse me.
That would be great. Wouldn't
That's
that be
a great
wonderful?
point, Frank. Because what are we fucking waiting for? We obviously know they're the last holdout in this thing of everybody is accepting that that's a true statement. The fuck are they waiting for? I just can't. It's hard for me to partake in a serious conversation with people or take people seriously that are so far fucking off their rocker. You know what I'm saying? Because of some book that was handed down trillions of years ago, copied over, different languages, interpreted, clearly fucking made up to a degree, and people's own personal things impressed upon in there. And we're gonna act like, well, but that's our, I don't know. I just had that moment of like, you got to be shitting me to be like, oh, that's not true. They're all welcome. Welcome for what? So they can fucking feel bad about themselves when they're here?
Right. Like, fuck you.
The rejection of that is definitely, it's absolutely wrong. I don't know why I mean, it would be great because the Pope has the power to be like, nope, this is fine now, and everything has to be fine.
And all the priests, including this guy, who seems like a nice guy, I guess, I don't fucking know, would change their mind. They'd all go, "Oh, okay. How could this be a fucking thing?" In 2022. And what's amazing is we live in a world where we literally, the blue check marks on Twitter shame the fuck out of everybody, for what they think or feel. Coca-Cola got fucking the worst shaming ever for 3 days into a conflict, not pulling their product out of an entire country. Yet we've let the Catholic Church go on and on with this open bigotry, and it's totally fucking okay.
Nobody's saying it's okay. I'm sure there are people who hound them all the time.
It's a weird thing because if look at what they're doing to Disney right now.
Oh God, yeah.
Like if the Catholic Church was a corporation, which it kind of is, but
if
it was a corporation, they'd be so fucking shamed into revising their ways. And yet, because it's brought up in a lot of people, we act like it's okay. And that I can't get past that. I could never get past it. It was a hard thing to make that commitment to bring our kids up that way. Because again, the thing that clinched it for me was, this is how I was brought up. This is how my wife was brought up. We turned out okay. I mean, she better than I. But we turned out okay. And maybe letting him come up this way would be okay. And again, like I said, nobody's holding a gun to his head. He wants to, he wants to tap out at 25 or whatever, 20. Go ahead.
Probably 14 after he makes the confirmation. Go ahead.
Right. But I felt like I don't want to, like, he can make those choices, and I don't want to have him hung up because I think this is bullshit. But I mean, it was really hard faced with it right then and there to be like, this is okay, because it's not. I mean, it's like if I invite you to a dinner party and I go, everybody enjoy a meal, and the gay couple looks down and goes, well, there's nothing on my plate. Like, no, you're welcome here, but you just can't eat with us.
It's messed up.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
I think a lot of priests do believe that it should be recognized and legal, but they just can't because
they have to.
Yep.
Follow.
To follow everything.
Do what they're told.
And step up and say it's bullshit. Like, if that's how this guy would have felt, he should be like, I guess what? I disagree with the church on this one.
Well, he could. I mean, he could say I disagree. I'm sure there are priests who say that and say this isn't right. Until it changes, I'm on your side. What can I do? I can't, if I marry you, I don't know how,
There's got to be a priest out there that's willing to marry a couple of gays. That's the fucking
I'm sure there are. There are. I can't
do it now.
Give me, Father, for I have sinned.
Yeah. Do it now. Sure Revolution. Start marrying the gays in there. See what happens. What are they going to do? Toss the... And here's the thing. You want to know what really gets my ass?
Man, we're on a rant here. Here we go.
No pun intended. Go ahead.
I kind of know a thing or two about audience and, marketing. You're fucking dying. You're losing members.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
By the minute. You need a fucking jolt.
Yep.
You bring the gays back in, and you at least get some people to come back around on your side. I mean, even
at least a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
I agreed.
Yeah. I hear you.
Even if they don't believe it, in that old Pope room, they could be like, hey, for marketing purposes, maybe we should, throw a rainbow flag up on the church for a couple of days, see what happens.
Jack Mehoff is going to be a Frankist, apparently.
I'd like to see that movement happen.
If you look up a little bit, I'm going to be a Frankist. Frank is the man.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah,
there you go.
There it is. Thank you, Jack. But don't follow me. I'm simply a man.
Oh gosh.
Maybe.
Up for debate.
Yeah, exactly.
Up for debate.
The Ant Rant. I like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. It should be named. You should have your own ranting segment.
I'd like to get my podcast named after me, where I could have not only named after me, but also like emojis and other things after me as well.
You make up your emoji and we'll talk.
Maybe one day. Frank's blocking the next product testing.
Not permanently, just until after Easter.
I didn't even realize these two things tied in. That was not intentional.
They kind of did.
I didn't even see this.
Did we lose J Sabs?
No, she's still there.
Oh, there you go.
I got word that Pepsi, I actually knew this a couple days ago. Now I'm starting to see commercials for it. Pepsi has come out with a new soda. It's called Pepsi Nitro,
which I would love to try.
Because
I'm not a Pepsi fan, but I'd try it.
Instead of using carbon to carbonate their beverage, much like Guinness, they're using nitrogen to so it's like a nitro. That's what's carbonating the beverage. They say smoother, creamier taste. I'm like, oh, let's try it. Frank goes, I can't. I don't like gay people, and I'm on the Catholic Church side.
That is not what I said, you giant jackass.
Sorry.
What I said was I gave up soda for Lent.
Gave up soda.
I love gay people, and I think they deserve every right that we have.
Enough to boycott the Catholic Church?
No, I'm not going to boycott. I don't go to church.
But helps. You give up shit for Lent.
I give up shit for Lent, and I love gay people. I think they should have every single right we have.
Are you planning on giving up gay people for Lent like the Catholic Church has done?
No.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Yeah, I'm not a super fan of that rule by the church. I think that's some bull.
Yeah, totally. Why do you do the Lent thing?
I've been doing it since it's a little sacrifice I do for.
You can't give up the personal tradition. Has nothing to do with the church, does it?
Not the church. It's personal for me, and for there's nothing to do with the church. It's to do with God. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I was guessing.
It's between me and God. That's all.
Okay, Gary brings up an excellent point. Will you give up the church for Lent next year?
I don't go to church, so.
No, but I mean, give up the church, like give it all, like forget the religion thing.
That makes sense.
For 40 days.
That makes sense.
Isn't that
Sorry.
kind of oxymoron?
Don't call Gary a moron.
I'm calling Gary an oxymoron.
Oh God, we're gonna lose.
I mean, it's how could I give up something for Lent, but I'd be giving up Lent, but not. It doesn't work.
Makes sense to me.
Oh, all right. You could be religious and not agree with everything your religion is doing, which I don't agree with their stance on gay people. 100%.
Are you with me? Let's break into a church and we'll marry some gays together.
Sure.
On the altar.
Ooh.
I'll marry some gay people right
Will
now.
you be my gay altar boy?
What?
That sounds like a porno.
What is going on here right now?
I don't know. Fan feedback. Okay, it's been pointed out to me numerous times that in light of this Will Smith thing, somebody that we know made a joke, and somebody else that we know's wife slapped him in the face for said joke.
Ooh, who?
And I would have recalled this story had I not been working with what they call victim grief, because that person slapped his eye, and the Will Smith in this situation was Frank's wife.
Ooh, that's right.
Do we remember this?
It was a tap. It wasn't a Will Smith slap.
It was a pretty big slap, and I had forgotten all about it because, again, victim grieving.
Right.
And I guess I'm just wondering: does your wife want to apologize now that we've seen what her actions can do on a grand scale, like the Oscars?
Oh,
I think you deserve to. I think you should apologize to my wife.
Because of the alopecia joke?
Sure, whatever you want.
I'm actually kind of excited. By the way, thanks to Brian the Cannon Dannon for pointing that out. He was like, "How did you not call out Frank's wife for slapping you?" I totally forgot.
We all forgot about that. Not Brian.
I blacked it out because it was the worst moment of my life, and that was the day after my grandmother got killed by the reindeer.
And your dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When my grandmother was walking the dog ran away, got hit by the sleigh.
See,
it was a hell of a day.
It was a rough day, and then I got slapped by your wife. The whole thing was a traumatic week. Anyway, I actually am not mad at your wife, Frank, because this is the only time that Chris Rock and I will ever have anything in common. So
you see, did you a favor?
Yeah, I'm reveling in it. I'm enjoying the whole thing. We've had some other good feedback, fan feedback, of course. We had a good members only chat today. I posted something interesting on the members only area. Again, can't share it with everybody for members only. But something happened
Ooh.
to me this morning that I put out there, and everybody had a good time with it, and actually one up to me, which is crazy. You know when you think you're the sickest son of a bitch, and then somebody goes, "Well, actually, this is what I do," and you're like, "Fuck."
Oh, well, now I want to know.
Now I gotta
guess I
see
have
what
to
this
become a
is.
member.
It's one of those moments. Ellen writing into the show, I really enjoy the dynamic between Frank and Anthony. They remind me of Bert and Ernie. Frank
Wow.
being Bert, of course, and Anthony Ernie. Love your
Wow.
show. Greetings from Australia.
You do have a rubber ducky you play with.
Can I just say, I don't know. What the fuck is that? Is that an insult? I don't even know. Should I be
Bert-
mad that I'm the Ernie?
A little bit.
Bert and Ernie are beloved characters.
Janine, I should be like, that's a bit like Ernie is the shithead in the group, right? Which
He's
one's
not
Ernie?
the shithead.
He's a do-to-do.
No, Ernie's the shorter one that sings the rubber ducky song.
Oh, great. I'm the shorter fat one that sings the dumb song. Is that what
Right.
it is?
Bert is a kind of a stuck up, buttoned up kind of guy who's like, it's like the Odd Couple. Bert is the clean, organized one, and you're the slob. Sorry.
Ellen, way to go.
Wow. Okay.
I knew I was in trouble when Frank immediately responded to the comment with a ha.
Come on. That is funny. I never thought of it that way, that we're Bert and Ernie.
And then credit to Diane, who just wrote underneath, I do love this comment, which made me feel even worse. So
Even worse.
yeah. Terry writing in, Anthony, heed my warning. When a man chooses to take his marriage vows seriously and not care what anyone else thinks, extremely difficult, I would think, especially in Hollywood. Don't dare be the idiot that shames him. You may end up with that curse knocking at your door. It broke my 17-year marriage.
Damn, what the fuck does that even mean?
Is Terry saying that my wife's gonna cheat on me?
Yes.
I don't get it. So if you take your vows seriously,
I think she's saying if you make fun of Will Smith,
be prepared to get slapped.
that it could come back to me somehow. Yeah, I don't know.
I believe it.
I could see that.
Hold on. Do you know it, Terry? Okay, good. Just making sure. Alice, if Will Smith has been in an extramarital affair, then I can guarantee that a woman involved would have had to sign an NDA.
NDA.
So how would we know about it?
I don't know.
True?
Because, maybe. That's not unheard of.
Absolutely.
But she doesn't have them sign because we heard of all of those.
Well,
Well,
she wants to embarrass him, so of course she don't care.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like her friend, somebody's gonna see them coming in and out of somewhere. I mean, nobody has a story of him with another woman.
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe he's not that type of guy. He doesn't want to. I don't know.
Which makes him a super cuck.
Could be.
From Coco.
Coco.
I know Coco.
No Coco?
Frank, that is amazing. You guys found that ring that was missing for so long. I know how amazing that feeling is. Me and my husband had something like this happen to us right after we got married. My ring disappeared for like 2 years. I was pregnant and tore the house apart, looking around like a crazy lady with a flashlight. It was nowhere. We were also going through a court battle to get full custody of my oldest daughter. After we went to our last day of court, I got my daughter. She walked in while I was talking to her grandma and goes, "Mommy, I found something," and hands the ring to me.
Oh
Boom.
my God.
That's
no
awesome.
idea still where it was, and I fell to my knees and I cried. It's been lost for a long time, and I was like, $3,000. It was a $3,000 ring, so I felt like the biggest failure as a wife, losing that ring the night after I got married.
Wow.
Then getting it back the same day I got my 4-year-old back in a court battle was just an amazing feeling.
That is
Aw.
awesome.
Ring off since. Isn't that a nice story from Coco?
That is really cool.
Did your wife feel like she said? Did your wife feel bad about it?
She felt terrible. Yeah, that she couldn't find this thing. She would, and then whenever something would come up on TV, like they're talking about engagement rings, she would like, it's kind of, she would be like, they got to talk about this. It would bring it up for her again. But this finding it after 6 years, the thing was gone for 6 years. Couldn't find this thing. We tore the house apart, and there it was, just sitting in a drawer.
Now we should update everybody. Does she still have it, or did she lose
It's
it? already?
still, she still is in possession of, as far as I know.
All right. So what's the streak at? What's the number at? How many days has she had it for?
Right now, let's see. We found it Friday, so we're going on 6 days.
6 days. Big.
6 days. Let's
That's
keep
big.
that streak going.
Yeah, let's keep that going. Is she wearing it all the time?
She takes it off at night when she goes to bed.
Yeah, I don't sleep with my rings.
Maybe that's part of the problem.
I always have the only time I take this off is when I play hockey.
Really?
I haven't played in a little while, so yeah, because I wore it once, and for those
By
who don't know,
hockey, do you mean? Never mind.
I mean actual ice hockey. I would wear it, so I forget it's on, and I put I'm a goalie for ice hockey, and I put my catch glove on, and my hand gets sweaty, and the ring slipped off a couple times, and it fell into my glove. So, thank God it didn't fall on the ice, and I'd lose it or whatever. But it would slide off my finger and fall into the glove. So I take it off when I play hockey. That's all. That's the only time I take it off. Anthony. Are you even listening?
He's definitely not listening. He's in space right now.
No, I was listening. It was a good story.
Does AOA have a P.O. box?
No.
Asks Bird.
No, we don't. And
ooh, that's a great idea. Bert, see what she says? She said, can you do product testing from fans? Can we send you regional things to try?
I would love that.
That would be awesome. I'd love to try stuff that we've never heard of and from other places, other parts of the country, other parts of the world. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a P.O. box, so you can tell us what it is and we can try and order it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There's businesses that's what they do. I saw this guy on again, TikTok. His whole TikTok is he's got this company that has all these rare and strange candies and snacks from all around the world. I guess he's a distributor or some crazy shit like that. And people order stuff from him, and his whole TikTok is this is what Peggy ordered, and then he puts all the shit in the box, and all you see is the stuff going into the box.
Cool.
And he's got tons of views because people are kind of like, I don't think they give a shit what Peggy ordered, but they're kind of like, oh, I remember that candy, or what the hell is that? I want to,
Right. I'd love to try stuff from all over the place.
It's like Australian cookies and Japanese licorice, and it's like the combination. And then it's like strawberry yoo-hoo. And like, who the fuck is ordering this shit?
You know what I found out is, all right, so we have Twix here in America. It was regular chocolate and cookie crunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Twix is so good. Oh.
Now, apparently over in, I want to say Japan, they have like, I don't know how many dozens of flavors of Twix. And a guy I know went to Japan, came back, had a box of this green tea Twix.
Boy, the Japanese love that green tea.
They love the green tea.
They really do.
Riding that green tea.
It was a bit. I'm not a green tea fan. I don't go for the green tea drinks or anything like that. It's not my thing. But with the chocolate, it worked. It was good. I don't know. So there's a lot of weird stuff
Green
that we're
tea and
familiar
chocolate?
with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. I don't know why. But a lot of stuff that we're familiar with that we don't know have these weird, different ingredients in other countries. They just add stuff to it that we would never heard of over here.
I'm very finicky about what goes with chocolate. Like, and I'm, I don't think mint goes with chocolate. People
No,
keep
me either.
trying
I
to
hate
push
mint.
this orange and chocolate shit around the holidays. I can't
I'm sorry.
stand that.
It wasn't
either.
Twix. It was Kit Kat. My mistake.
Oh, the whole thing is ruined.
Whole thing. It was Kit Kat.
What, green tea Kit Kat?
Yeah.
See, okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me because of the wafer issue. Wafer is a teeth.
Wafer. It wasn't the cookie. Twix is the only candy with the cookie crunch. So it wasn't Twix. It was Kit Kat.
Because I was gonna say we have peanut butter Twix now. That's kind of delightful.
Ooh,
That
yeah,
does sound
that's
good.
You've never had the peanut butter Twix?
No, I didn't think we had that technology. Are we capable of doing that?
It's crazy good. I will tell you. You know what? I'm going to reveal in the members only area. By the way, I just put the link out.
Ooh.
Members only area. I'm going to reveal what is not only my favorite candy bar, but the best candy bar.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. So,
People-
well, that's the same thing then. It's your favorite and it's the best because
Yeah.
if you're saying it's the best, that's your opinion.
The fact that it's wrong. It's the best. The fact that it's my favorite is inconsequential to the fact that it is the best.
So now, is this a chocolate
Goodbye.
bar? Does it have to be chocolate?
Yeah.
The best chocolate bar. That's all under candy bar.
Okay. You know what I think is strange? We call things candy. Like, I feel like people consider candy both chocolate and like sugary, fruity stuff,
Mhm.
Yes.
right?
It's all in the candy aisle.
Don't you think that's incorrect? Because I feel like chocolate and peanut butter and caramel and nuts and those kinds of things is one thing, and then like
Twizzlers, Skittles.
yeah, that's something else.
Yeah,
That
but
should
then
be candy.
But then you get Reese's Pieces. Is that candy or is that in the chocolate?
No, that's chocolate.
But it has a candy coating.
My phone's gonna die.
And we're finally getting into something that you want to talk about. That's tragic.
Right.
Janine, I would like a quick thought from you on this before you go.
What?
Because I think that even though Reese's Pieces has a thin candy shell, it's got a chocolate covering on top of peanut butter, which to me belongs in the chocolate peanut butter peanut aisle.
What do you think?
Ooh.
Chocolate or candy?
I think Reese's Pieces and Reese's peanut butter cups belongs more in an aisle with peanuts than it does belong in the aisle with Skittles and Twizzlers and Swedish Fish.
Okay, look at M&M's.
I don't even know you
Chocolate
anymore.
covered in candy. Is M&M's in the chocolate aisle or is M&M's in the candy aisle?
But when you eat
Candy.
an M&M, you don't go, "Ooh, the yellow one tastes like lime."
Doesn't matter. So you're putting it in with chocolate, not with candy.
I think if you're patterning yourself after a fruit,
It has to be chocolate.
it's different. Yeah, that we should call that candy, and chocolate we should just call chocolate.
So anything having to do
With chocolate.
Okay, what about Raisinets? There's a raisin in there that's fruit. And then there's covered in chocolate.
What are you just out to shit on all of my
Yes.
things?
You do the same thing to me. No matter what I say.
I've never done that to you ever once.
You just did with the whole Catholic Church thing. So are you boycotting the Catholic Church now? I don't go to church anyway, so yeah, I guess so.
Maybe Raisinets is what we put in the aisle between the two.
They're on the end cap.
Yeah.
Oh, you smart.
Yeah.
Okay, look at what are the snow caps?
Those we should
chocolate.
not making those. That's the problem.
Those are the best. Those are good. Not the
Awful.
best, but they're good.
You know
Really?
who makes snow caps? Dentists, because that's the only thing that's fucking fueling their business these days.
I love snow caps. Those are good.
All right, now Paul's gonna fuck us up all together. Where do you stick trail mix?
Oh God, no.
Is there
Thanks,
chocolate
Paul.
in trail mix?
Yeah, can be.
Thanks, Paul.
You stick those with the potato chips.
I was gonna say traditionally, I would say that's an overly potato chippy thing.
Yeah, you go Chex Mix, potato chips, pretzels, trail mix. Beef jerky goes in there too.
Well, I mean, beef jerky. That's kind of.
Bodie talks about Dot's homestyle pretzels. Now, I've seen them, but I've never tried them. And this is twice in the chat. So either he works for them or he really likes them.
Is he plugging a product here?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Where is he on Facebook? I can't. I have to go over.
Janie for $2 and Frankie C scores. Damn right he does.
Well,
I don't know what context we're talking about, but
I'd like to review the goal if I can. I don't know if that's an outright.
go to the videotape.
Yeah,
Snow caps are Hunter's favorite.
What?
That's pretty funny.
That is really funny. Well, let me see if I can go. Bodie, I want full disclosure. If it's your product, it's fine. I'll let it slide this time. But I'd like to know if that's your product. If you're just plugging a product here. Because can you have like a great pretzel? I don't know.
There are great pretzels out there.
Are there? I feel like they're pretty standard. I'm not talking about a soft pretzel. I'm talking about a hard pretzel.
Regular pretzels. I go with. Because there are some pretzels you bite into them and it's like you chip your tooth, like those thick, those really thick pretzels. I forget who makes them, but they're like ridiculously fat pretzels, but they're hard as a rock. You bite into them, and they're ridiculous. I like a good what are they called? Rolled Gold are good. I forget the other brands, but they're the regular thin pretzels are good. The thick ones, sometimes they get too
Thick.
it's like they're stale.
Oh, don't they call those like Pennsylvania Dutch pretzels?
Well, then they need to rethink their formula because I like the thin, easily snapped pretzels. There we go. Dots.
I think you're just picking on the pretzels there. I think those are two different things when you get down to it. All right, let's take a look at these. These look like I don't know. These are pretzel twists.
I like a good pretzel twist. You know what's like insanely good, insanely addictive, and super bad for you, I'm sure, is you get these twists like this, but they're the butter ones.
Oh.
You ever try those?
I don't really like butter pretzels.
Oh my God. It's exactly what it sounds like. It tastes like you're biting into a pretzel covered in butter, and they're so good. And I could eat a whole bag of them, but of course they'll give you a heart attack probably.
I was just gonna say I haven't had the butter ones, but I've had like the honey ones of these.
Sure.
And those are pretty addicting.
What are those? What's that? I think it's pretzels, but they're all crunched up into like a
pretzel.
They're
pieces.
In a bag.
Yeah.
Pieces? Are they pretzel pieces? And they're like, not sour cream, but like onion and garlic or whatever they are, and those little chunks of pretzels. It looks like someone broke all the pieces in the bag.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right about what are those? I haven't seen those in a while.
I don't know if those are. I think those are pretzels. Pretzel bits. You said pieces. Those are good. I could eat a whole bag of those.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
These pretzels are making me thirsty, says Miss Justice.
Bodie says that these are buttery. Read the reviews. I really think Bodie's getting
Bodie
is sales at this
yeah.
point. I mean,
Bodie is Can we look up the CEO of this thing?
Fucking pushing hard. Here's what I'm going to disqualify these. Yeah, they're from North Dakota. I mean, I'm going to be honest. North Dakota's on its way out. We've already got another Dakota. South.
And they've got Mount Rushmore. They're doing that's a leagues beyond.
Also much warmer, as most South places tend to be.
Right.
And we all know this, Frank, as we continue to figure out our place in the world with Canada, if there's ever a time that we have to trade territory for territory, North Dakota is first on my list because of convenience.
That's probably the one to go.
Send off to Canada. Yeah.
I hear you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, although if these pretzel twists are any good, we might have to rethink the whole thing.
Is Rolled Gold still around? Whatever happened to that?
Hell yeah, Rolled Gold's around.
I would love to know what they paid to be on Seinfeld.
Right? Well, wasn't he a spokesperson? George was. Jason Alexander was on their commercials.
Yeah. So, like, what kind of deal was that? Where they got on the show, then they got him to do like that. Had to be millions of dollars. Millions.
Right. Well, again, Snyder's pretzels. Those are another brand. Those are good.
I think those are the ones, isn't it? Snyder's, the onion, whatever.
Those are the bits. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hon, do you know the pretzels that we got in our? The pretzels that we have in our I don't know, pantry. No, I don't know the brand. What are they? Snyder's? Are they Snyder's? Maybe they're Snyder's. I don't know.
Okay, now here comes Rainer going, dots are really good. I believe Rainer's married to Bodie. That's my early conspiracy theory.
Two different last names.
Oh, if they're not married, that's the CEO and CFO right now infiltrating our chat.
Right.
Get plugs out there.
I agree. Janie, for $5, we all know we have the best treats. Look at our weight. Okay.
Is that a proposal, a slogan for the show now? I don't.
Wait, is that what is this? We are you from North Dakota? Is Janie from North Dakota this whole time?
This would be the first thing that I've ever seen from North Dakota. I couldn't name another North Dakota delicacy.
I can't name a North Dakota anything.
Yeah. And I like how they put this on the old bag here. They put the town, I guess. Velva?
Mulva? Mulva, North Dakota. It's probably Mulva.
Boy, look at them nailing the marketing. Like, Dot's home style pretzels, flavor for the whole family, small town recipe, big time flavor. Which marketing strategy should we go with? I don't know, Jim. Put them all on there.
What the hell? Get them all out.
Yeah.
So are we taste testing these things?
Oh Jesus, should we?
I mean, it was the first. We asked for suggestions from all around, from other places. This is one of them.
Oh, hold on. Is this Dot? Let me see. How hot is she? Oh, not bad.
Let me see Dot. Hold on.
Look, she's making them in her kitchen. Literally, every Dot pretzel, Frank, is made in Dot's North Dakota kitchen.
She's not wearing gloves. I don't know. I don't know, man.
She's got the time. Is these made in a factory? No. Dot's kitchen down the street there in Velveeta, North Dakota. It's fucking great.
Mulva. It's Mulva, North Dakota.
Oh, Mulva, North Dakota.
Dolores.
Wait. You know what that face is? That's the face of a wife whose husband hasn't spoken to her in 25 years.
Ah, poor Dot.
She's like, I guess this son of a bitch likes the game more than me. I'll just start a company and keep myself occupied.
Hey, she's doing good though, right? Dot's home style pretzels. I'll give them a shot. $17.99. Is that how much they are?
Jesus, Dot's got some fucking scam running.
Wait? Is that for how many bags are in that? Is that if that's one bag of pretzels, $17.99.
All right, let me see here.
2-pack, 18-ounce, 2 packs of pretzels.
18 ounce. That's like nothing.
That's $9 a bag.
Wait, let me see. Is that the family style size? How many? Oh yeah, okay. So it's 2.
That's a pound of pretzels. Wait, 18 ounces. Their math is wrong there.
Hold on.
Can you go back down?
Yeah. 18 ounces, 1 pound.
Oh, 1 pound, 2 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see the 2 ounces.
Right. And this says family size, but is this like a North Dakota family or like a Brooklyn/Long Island family? Because those are two different.
I could take down a family size all on my own here.
Yeah, I mean,
a pound of pretzels is pretty. That's a lot.
Yeah,
pretzels are light.
A family size Oreo, I get. I'm always going to finish an Oreo bag, but when it's a family size, I particularly feel worse about myself.
By the way, who knew NPR had a Pretzel podcast? What is that about? And where do I sign up? I don't know. The Pretzel Podcast says it's the perfect snack.
Who's going to argue with that? Not this podcast. Who the fuck are we, Frank?
We're not the authority on this, apparently.
Jesus, Lord, Mary, Joseph. Now I have to know what the fucking Pretzel Podcast is all about. What are they talking about? Pretzels every episode?
I mean, I'm willing to try these, but $9 a bag?
Holy shit!
That's pricey.
Those are NPR prices.
No cholesterol, no trans fat, no saturated fat, though. That's good.
If you donate to the Pretzel Podcast now,
you gotta get really close to them.
You'll get a tote bag filled with Dot's pretzels.
Dot's pretzels, all the way from North Dakota, Mulva, North Dakota.
Could you imagine that fucking productions meeting? What stupid, pretentious bullshit NPR thing could we do? I know. Let's endorse a fucking pretzel company from North Dakota.
Yeah, but not only that, we'll make a whole podcast just about pretzels.
What is that podcast about?
It's about pretzels. Weren't you listening?
I've got to hear this podcast.
I don't know. Hey,
Tune in on Wednesday when we discuss.
We went on and on for a long time. We go on and on about nothing. It's a podcast about nothing.
Tune in on Wednesday when we tackle the controversial issue of
soft pretzels.
Are they pretzels or not?
Ooh.
Tune in.
Should cheese already come in the pretzel? See, now that's we don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah.
Now, with Annie Ann's, we'll have Annie Ann herself on to discuss cinnamon pretzels.
Oh.
And jalapeno pretzels. Have you had jalapeno pretzels? Those are really good.
Not disgusting. I'm very particular about where we put a jalapeno.
Me too. So am I. I'm not a huge fan of different, but for some reason, it's not overpowering. It's got just the right amount of heat in the Annie Ann pretzel world. That's the only time I've had them, and they're good. Whenever I go to an Annie Ann's thing too, they seem to be out of them. Cinnamon's just as good too. I'll go for cinnamon, but
Annie Ann's should be renamed Male Shopping Fuel Station.
Yeah, that's where we hang out.
That's where it is. I mean, that's just because it's like, honey, do you want to go shopping? We'll get you Annie Ann's pretzel. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm in.
Sounds good to me. I'll get a pretzel.
I'll get a pretzel. I'll sit on the weird couch with all the other losers, and we'll just eat our pretzels together.
It's the only place where women can treat us like the dogs that we actually are. Like, here, boy, here's your treats. Here, sit
Right.
here, eat your treats. And, okay.
Just you got your phone, you got your treats, you got your pretzel.
Just happier than shit. Just so happy.
You stay here. I'm gonna run into 9 stores, and I'll be right back.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a bite of this. It's gonna be a $3,000 pretzel bite because of the shopping that's happening, but I don't care because it's delicious.
I'm a big pretzel fan, and I'll be willing to try this. I'll give this a whirl. $17.99. How do they?
That's a lot. We at this point. I mean, fucking Bodie. We've got to buy this and try it out.
We gotta try.
Okay,
German
now
yeah.
Is honey mustard not? Oh, look, everything changed when I went to honey mustard from original.
Whoa.
Look at that. The whole color palette changed.
What is Southwest?
Yeah, that's a good question. What is Southwest?
Salty, bold, and zesty. I want to do those. I want those.
That's how I'd like to be described from now on the podcast.
As salty, bold, and zesty?
Yes. Where are you getting salty? Oh, there on the podcast.
Where am I from the fucking thing?
Because who screwed this up? It didn't make it to the package. All that's in the package is bold and zesty.
Ah, you see? Because I guess you assume they're salty.
Yeah.
Open it, love it, share it, repeat.
There you go.
A lot of instructions for us. But I'm in with Southwest seasoned. That
literally
sounds good to me.
I would love to smack the shit out of whoever Dot hired as their marketing agency because they've just taken every single cliche and thrown it somewhere.
They're all on there.
Open it, love it, share it, repeat. It's just so stupid.
Hey, they got us talking about it.
Let's see.
Variety. Oh, so you can get one of. So if we order a 2-pack, which you can only get 2, it seems, 3 or 3-pack. Oh, you can get one. I'm sorry, you can get one on its own there. There's a variety. You can do a variety.
I don't even see this.
Next to Southwest.
It's blocked out though.
I think you have to order a 3-pack for the variety.
Look at they suckered you. How much are you getting for the fucking variety pack order, Bodie? I want to know.
Oh, look at that. The price comes down a little though.
Instead
of it being $9 a bag, it's now $8.33 a bag.
It's gonna cost me $25. Wait, one-time purchase, $25. Oh, they have a subscribe and save like Jumpstart Coffee.
There you go.
Nice.
So you get the 3-pack. You get a honey mustard, an original, and a Southwest. That's good.
Do you think we could, if we rename ourselves the Coffee Cast, do you think we can get a plug on the back of Jumpstart's bags?
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Jack me off for $5. Pretzel super chat donation. Who's with me? Janie for $2. Did Aunt say salty, old, and testy?
Hey, that's $7. We're only 20.
We got a lot.
We're $17 away from making this happen.
Let's check the tote board. $7. We got a long way to go, folks, and we're gonna get that pretzel down here from North Dakota, from good old, what was it, Mulva, North Dakota.
From Mulva, North Dakota. Holy shit!
This is good. I'll go in. I'm in for $9.
Oh, big donation coming in from Frank.
If we do a taste test on these things.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me. You've got to be shitting me.
What?
I just fucking Googled the Pretzel Podcast.
Yeah. Is it like the number 1 podcast in the world?
There's like 6 of them. Look.
Oh my God.
There's like 7 Pretzel Podcasts.
What the hell?
The Pretzel Podcast, the Beer and Pretzel Podcast, the
That
Pretzel
I can see.
Creative Munich Podcast?
All right.
Trashed Talk. I don't know how that made it on here.
It's weird.
The Pretzel Pod and the Aligned Pretzel Show.
I wonder if they're about, because pretzels in pop culture, pretzels throughout history. Pretzels in the news. What is going on here?
What the fuck is that? Today we look at 1868 and the pretzel.
What were the pretzels like during the Civil War? Did the soldiers carry pretzels in their bags?
Today we're gonna. When the slaves were freed, the first pretzels they enjoyed. That's on today's NPR Pretzel Podcast.
Now, this pretzel has a crack in it, much like the Liberty Bell. The first pretzels the Pilgrims brought over on the Mayflower did not include flour. Little known fact.
Why wasn't a pretzel taken up into the space station?
Why are pretzels that shape? We'll get into that and more.
No, you know they had to explain that, which is actually the only reason why I'd ever want to fucking listen to the pretzel. Would you?
Yeah. Why wouldn't they just make it a solid thing or a piece of bread or like a stick? I wonder what the first shape of a pretzel was. Was it this shape?
I mean, listen, pretzel is a miracle of,
They're one of the best snacks out there. I agree.
Yeah. That somebody took bread and was like, I know how to make this better.
Yeah, baking it and you throw some salt on there, dip some butter in there. Yeah, no, pretzels, I think we could all agree pretzels are amazing. Well, no, I always have a bag of pretzels in my house.
Don't they boil it? Isn't that what they do first? Don't you boil pretzel?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should tune into this podcast.
I know, we need to listen.
I don't know how to. What?
The most recent episode was June 17th, 2019.
Oh, don't tell me they ran out of shows.
Who would have thought they ran out of shit to say about a pretzel?
Oh, man. Half hour, these episodes.
What the fuck are they talking about? Don't you remember the Great Pretzel War of 1842?
Sticks versus, what are those squares? Remember that, those little checkerboard? That was a tough one.
Oh, yeah. How did they do that? That's a pain in the ass.
I can't be easy.
That's effort for absolutely no reason. You don't have to go that crazy. Pretzel stick is fine enough. Right. I don't know why they're...
Favorite shape of pretzel? Go.
I'm a traditionalist.
Big ones or the tiny ones?
Well, I mean, I like a big pretzel.
Like the regular pretzel. Thin? Oh, no. I mean, I'm talking like you get them a bag.
A bag? The thin ones then.
Thin, regular pretzel shape.
Yeah, because as we know, I have soft gums, so I can't.
See, I like the small regular pretzel shape, so you get them like the bite size.
Yeah, just pop them right in.
Pop them in.
Can't let anything slow you down. Here we go. Their very last episode was Strength Through Pretzels. Oh my God, there was 2 hosts. Co-hosts.
Mitch and Michelle.
Mitch and Michelle. Talk with the owners of 2 pretzel companies, one packed with protein and another that calls itself the People's Pretzel. Ooh. And Mitch finds himself making some pretzel news.
I am intrigued. I'm not going to lie.
What was the pretzel news that he made?
I've
got to know.
You see, you have to tune in. That's how they get you. That's the hook.
God.
Dinosaur Boney. What is this? Janie for $5.
I missed it. Dinosaur Boney had found with preserved. Wait. Oh, pretzel. Dinosaur bones found with preserved pretzel.
So I'm in for that. That'd be cool. Dinosaur cavemen baking pretzels.
Did the cavemen invent the pretzel on this episode of the Pretzel?
And what was it shaped like a wheel?
Yeah.
The first use of fire was making pretzels.
Is Joe Biden soft on crime? That's coming up next, right now. Soft pretzels on the NPR Pretzel Podcast. Touring Pretzeltopia.
There's a Pretzeltopia?
I guess so. Pretzels for God. Pretzels for Lent. Oh, see?
There you go.
Treats of Philadelphia. Is that like a pun on Streets of Philadelphia?
A yogurt-coated mess.
That's no lie. Spelled L-Y-E. Get it?
Oh, boy. Oh, wait. 38 minutes on the dot. This is it.
Huh?
From Mulva. Yeah, this is the Mulva episode.
On a special episode of the Pretzel Podcast, we speak with Dorothy Henke of Mulva, North Dakota, who turned a lockable recipe for seasoned pretzels into a booming national business. Dot's Homestyle Pretzels. Will Dot's Pretzels take over the universe?
I hope so.
Will Dot's Pretzels advertise in next year's Super Bowl? I don't think that ever happened. Journey with us.
Not nationally, anyway.
Yeah. Journey with us to find the compelling answers about these compelling pretzels.
Listen to all of our Pretztacular episodes.
Listen to this. The Pretzistential crisis.
Oh, boy. I don't know, but I'm in.
The latest episode of the Pretzel Podcast is an international epic as Mitch and Michelle talk with a German master pastry chef. She tells them about the German pretzel diploma program at an upcoming trade show in Germany, but also sparks an existential crisis that requires a philosopher to resolve. What the fuck?
Wow. It's deep.
I got to be honest with you. I am going to make it my mission in life to track down Mitch and Michelle and get them on this show. I need to know the whole story. We're going to produce a documentary.
To be fair,
on the Pretzel Podcast,
there are only a handful of episodes. Oh, no, load more episodes. There are a lot more episodes, I guess.
I'm going to be like this. How'd you do more than 15 minutes on this fucking topic? I don't even get it.
Our most favorite pretzels. A National Pretzel Day field trip. I could see you want to get into a topic. There are ways. You pick a random thing and you make a podcast out of it. You'll get people hooked. I mean, who doesn't love pretzels? I don't think, if there's anybody in the chat, let us know if you do not like pretzels, because I don't think I've ever met someone who is like, oh, pretzels, I don't like pretzels.
Talk about existential. What makes a pretzel a pretzel?
Or is it just crispy bread with salt? Does it have to be pretzel shaped to be called a pretzel?
What's the difference between a pretzel and a salted bagel?
Crispiness, the way it's baked. I don't know. Thin.
They're both made very similarly. I'll never forget this. My wife's father, he was in the hospital, and he's like, I'm dying for a fucking pretzel. So we were like, we got to get this guy. He's been in the hospital. He's in rehab. He's going to, all through this shit. I'm like, we got to get this fucking guy. We scoured
like soft pretzel,
6 city blocks for a pretzel. We couldn't find one. There was a deli right on our way back. We found a deli. I'm like, what do you think about a salt pretzel? She's like, let's give it a shot. We
salt
gave
bagel?
It was good. A salt bagel. Yeah, sorry. We gave him a salt bagel. I was like, oh, this is good. It was perfect. It's kind of no difference really when you think about it.
A salt bagel, though, I find no matter where I get it, there's just too much salt. I have to scrape some of that salt off.
I'm constantly scraping salt off of the big pretzels, though, too. I
that's
need
kind of true.
A little bit of salt. I can't wait till we talk to Mitch and Michelle about this.
You talk about how could they come up with. We've been talking about pretzels for the last 20 minutes.
We're going to talk to Mitch and Michelle. Mitch, we can't figure out how you spend so much time on pretzels, yet we dedicated 4.5 hours to one show just wondering.
Basically nothing. We aren't the professional, we don't have the knowledge that these people have. We're just talking, we're just chatting about pretzels because someone brought up Dot's Pretzels from Mulva, North Dakota.
Yeah, somebody from Dot's corporate. Fucking Bodie, right. We're on to you.
We got you. We got your number.
Janie, let's make J Sabs the correspondent that goes to North Dakota and interviews Dot. I would love to send J Sabs on this trip to check in with us live.
I'll send J Sabs. I'm not, Yeah, why not? Send her there.
She's very particular, though. Before we do this, we have to find out what the homeless population is in North Dakota, because if it's not over a certain amount, she will not go.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it to her. She's got to get her fix,
Correct.
Well, all right. Now I see here, Frank, we did load more episodes once, and February 21st, 2018 looks like the last one there. So it looks like they were doing one a month. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 episodes on the Pretzel.
My wife just texted me from another room in the house. P.S. You're not taste testing anyone's Mulva. I think she's picking up bits and pieces of what I'm saying from the other room, and I don't think she's getting the whole thing.
Sketchy. All right, so we got to order Dot's Pretzels, and we got to talk to Mitch and Michelle.
I'm in for taste testing these pretzels. They look, for $9 a bag, they sure as hell better be good.
Could you imagine the day that Dots was like, let's make a buy on the NPR Pretzel Podcast. And they got that money and they were like, this is going to be fucking great. We endorse them. Pretzel Podcast is going to live forever. And then just.
It's still there. It exists.
I guess so.
We're talking about it.
I've got to track Mitch. This is going to be, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
I could see why. I'm going to sleep nice and comfortably.
Oh, we have their last names, Michelle Maternowski and Mitch Tech.
All right.
It's going to be fucking unbelievable.
If this show becomes a pretzel-based show, I'm on board.
I think we're not going to cover pretzels. We're going to cover pretzel podcasts.
Okay. We'll be the podcast that reviews pretzel podcasts only.
What's your podcast about? Pretzels? No. It's not about pretzels.
No, you can care less about pretzels.
Doesn't matter.
It's the podcast we're interested in.
Podcasts that cover pretzels. It's a pretzel podcast about nothing.
I'm in.
What happened? You guys eat pretzels? No. Nothing happens. No pretzels eating.
No, it's a podcast about nothing.
All right, we've got to go, Franco. This is.
I think this is the longest show we may have done within a year.
Well, 420 was a longer one.
Oh, okay, that is true.
Which
it's been almost a year.
We have an announcement about that coming up very, very soon. You're going to want to be in the members area for that one. I have to be honest with you. If you're curious about a 420 podcast,
boom,
you should become a member today. Don't dilly-dally around. Join up right now. There's links in the description here. Of course, if you're watching on Spotify or Facebook, come on over to the YouTube side. That's where we're doing our memberships only. It's good here. The chat's the best. Not to take away from the Facebook chatters. They're good too, but the whole crew is over on YouTube. So come on over there, especially if you listen. Even if you listen and don't get to enjoy the chat, become a member. Trust me. You're going to get some. We're going to do some exclusives. You're going to see some cool stuff. And you're going to get some stuff earlier than other people. Lots of great exclusives. And we're really excited about memberships. Again, we're trying to just secure the future of the podcast.
Right. And provide you with extra stuff. So it's win-win.
Yeah. I had somebody ask me, like, well, why did you do this? I don't think people understand that. When you talk about Hunter Biden's laptop and you go into some of the corners, we'll use a hockey term, when you go into some of the dirty corners that we go into, we pay the price with all the algorithms. We get beaten down by that, and we can't survive long-term like that. So with memberships, we are not beholden to anybody except for you, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. But we do need to get more members. So if you've been thinking about joining, $2.99 is the lowest membership level. $2.99 a month.
That's not bad.
And that's there's no inflation here. It's not like, oh, it's not gas prices. It's not $2.99 today, and then it's going to be $17.99 tomorrow. It's not. It's going to be $2.99, our lowest level forever. So join up now. Again, like I said, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, like the 420 show. We've got Q&As coming up where you can ask us questions about our private lives that we've been skirting on the show that we will answer during the Q&A. So now's the time to become a member. Again, like I said, if you enjoy the podcast and you want it to stay long term, you really got to become a member.
Agreed. Laura Peterson says, Frankie, your wife's comment was the funniest one of tonight.
Jesus Christ.
From another room. Wasn't you talking for 2 hours? She sends us a comment from another room, and it makes the funniest line of the night.
That's hysterical.
She is hilarious.
We only have Frank because we couldn't afford his wife. That's basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You were the second choice.
I charge less.
You're the Jada Pinkett Smith of that relationship.
That hurt. That one hurt.
I haven't apologized for that. That was too far.
I mean,
because she's the worst piece of shit we've ever seen. So
I don't think I deserve that.
Yeah, you didn't deserve that. I apologize.
Jeez,
that was harsh.
A little hurt now.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
I'm gonna ask Mitch and Michelle what's a good apology pretzel.
Ooh.
What's a pretzel that says I'm sorry?
I think you get the favorite pretzel. So if you get like the jalapenos good or the cinnamon pretzel, it's got to be an Annie Ann's though.
All right, no bullshit though. What's the best pretzel? Is it plain or is it honey mustard? I feel like honey mustard is the obvious first flavor of pretzel.
Out of these three, I would go with the what was it? The Southwestern. That looks the best to me.
Bold and zesty. It doesn't.
Bold and zesty. Always.
You don't even know what it is. It's just.
It's bold and it's zesty. I know exactly what it is. They've told me.
I is so stupid.
It's bold and zesty. Whenever I've never been let down when someone's described the food to me as bold and zesty. I've never been. Could have been bolder.
Look at could have been bold. Look at this. Look at on the original. They just put authentic on the thing. Like I just.
I like to see you argue the authenticity. You can't argue against it being authentic.
I'd love to have been in that graphic designer's office. I'm like, what should we put in this blank space? I don't know. Authentic. Okay.
Are you going to tell me it's not authentic?
I guess you can't argue with this is authentic.
How does one join? I'm technologically challenged. Below the YouTube video that you're watching right now, if you're watching it on YouTube, right below, there's a little blue link that says join. It's the word join. Should be somewhere next to the word subscribe or subscribed. A little blue button, you click it, or go to anthonyonair.com. There's the link. You click it, and it has the 3 options.
That's probably one of the easiest ways to do it.
Yeah, because some people haven't been able to find. It's not there for some people on the YouTube page for some reason. So yeah, anthonyonair.com. You'll see it.
Yes, or if you go to our channel, it's there. I don't know. They told me that it was going to be really easy to do, and then nobody could fucking find the damn thing.
Right.
But anyway.
So yeah, big stuff coming up. So make sure you are good to go.
Yes. I was just about to put out a poll to the members to see what the first merch giveaway should be for the members only. We'll let them pick 3 things and let them choose which one they want to win for the month. That's nice. Then it's not going to be like I got to enter. Not even that. If you're a member,
you're already entered.
You know, we're just going to pick a winner, but I'm going to give everybody the choice of like, what should the first month's prize be? Which will be fun to do. So, and maybe at this point, we're going to have to throw in some Dots home style pretzels to
Ooh, interesting.
Why not? I mean, you know, if we're going all the way, let's go all the way, Frank. Let's commit.
I'm in.
Join now. Link in the description, or go to anthonyonair.com and click on the one where Janine's face is like this.
Right.
Just like that. Click on that, and you'll be a member. So, thank you.
Member it up, baby.
Last word we'll give to Jack Me Off. Keep my wife's mulva out of your mouth.
There's a bumper sticker. Oh boy,
that really is.
I gotta go watch Seinfeld now.
Yeah. All right, Frankie, you were subpar. I really wish you'd try harder next episode.
Next time, I try for the members. That's it.
Yeah, I want to give Jay Samps an A+. I wish you were here to hear it. It's the only time I've ever had anything nice to say about it.
An A+. Even though she was late to the podcast, she was in the chat for a while before she joined the podcast.
That's effort. She was good, though.
That's true. I did kind of phone it
in. Again, memberships, join now. If you want this to last, that's the only way. $2.99 a month. I don't know anybody that's going to kill. And we do appreciate that. And again, like I said, giveaways and all the exclusive content. That is all right there. Share this episode. For those of you that did, thank you. Thumbs up and everything else. It's always appreciated. AnthonyOnAir.com has all our links and info. Shop AnthonyOnAir.com if you want to grab some merch. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.